disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito! You got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Alright, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. Who is your pound for pound fighter? That's the question of today. And we already have Stu Little on the line. Stu, what's up?
What's happening, bro?
Welcome to the show, Stu. And guys, I posted a link on the chat, in the chat, that Forbes article where this guy is saying that Wilder needs to be included in the pound for pound conversation now. I don't know why he's saying this, because he already beat Ortiz before, so beating him again, I don't know how that makes a big fucking change in his career, but whatever. Some people
Because there's a big argument in the boxing community whether heavyweights should be included in the pound for pound. I mean, Precise is one that preaches that it shouldn't. So some people have got different ideas. So for tonight alone, we're going to allow heavyweights in your list. So we want you all to give us, well, as much as you can. We're not expecting all 10, but at least try to give us 5 at least. Do you know what I mean? And that's a start. And tell us who your number one is. That's what we want on this show today. And if you've got Wilder in there, then say it and call in and explain why he's there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've had heavyweights on, back in the days, I had Klitschko in there. Well, back in the days, like 10 years ago before. I had Klitschko there. I didn't mind. I know, like, initially, I mean, Precise was saying, right, like, the whole concept of pound for pounder was somebody who could move up in weight and fight bigger guys. But I think it's that criteria can change. So I don't mind if you have heavyweights. You know, if I've had Klitschko in my heavyweight, in my pound for pound list, because he was dominant.
That's it. If you don't count the heavyweights, then you're sort of like counting out a lot of good fighters, isn't you? And if you're going to do a pound for pound, it means what it says, pound for pound. So obviously it means anyway. So I'm gonna go with heavyweights in my list if they deserve to be on there, that is. But you'll find out later. But I've got a little list down here that I think I just want to read you a list. This is boxing writers for you, right? These fucking magazines, half of these guys, I don't know why any of you guys go to these boxing websites, because all they are is like fucking media muppets from university that don't have a fucking clue about boxing. Right? Let me just see. This is from the boxing. Hang on a sec. Let me see. This is from Boxing Action 24. This is their pound for pound list. They've done a top 30. I'm not going to read them all, but I'll read you a few, right? You've got Inouye at number 1, Spence Jr. number 2, Manny Pacquiao number 3, Gennady Golovkin number 4. Listen to this: Mikey Garcia at 5, Canelo Alvarez at 6, Lomachenko at 7. I mean, Tyson Fury, Santa Cruz is 9 and Fury's 10 with Ramirez and 8. But there's the best one, right? You've got Terence Crawford at 17. Guillermo
17?
Rigondeaux is at 16. I mean, how did that happen? And here's another one. You'll love this one. Josh Taylor's at 21, which is a fucking absolute disgrace. But here's the best one. At number 24 in the pound for pound list, according to boxingaction24.com, Dick is at 24.
Ooh, you cut off.
Sorry, 24 is Alexander Usyk on the pound for pound list.
All
of
right,
Boxing
is
Action.
this updated? When is it? When was this list written?
Listen, this is the latest pound for pound.
That's
Current
insane.
pound for pound. That's what it says.
Wow.
How do you put Mikey Garcia ahead of Usyk and Lomachenko and Canelo Alvarez? Get the fuck. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz is at 9. I mean, what's the criteria? What's the criteria on this pound for pound list? Fucking fighting bums and boring everyone to death because he should be number 1 if that's the criteria. But he's at number 9. You've got Roman Gonzalez at 14, who's not really had a decent win for a while now. I mean, he got sparked out cold by Rungvisai, so I don't know why he's there. Burchell's at 18. I don't mind Burchell. He deserves to be on the list, but ahead of Josh Taylor? No, I don't think so.
No.
Listen to this one, number 22. Juan Francisco Estrada is at number 22. Unbelievable. And these are the sort of sites that, you know, they don't know boxing. I don't know why people waste their time with these sites, but on the BDA, you'll definitely get a more realistic pound for pound list from our listeners and from our panelists as well, because we ain't coming up with this retarded shit where Mikey Garcia is going to be ahead of Canelo Alvarez. I mean, how the fuck do you work that one out?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he has a different criteria, right? Which, listen, there's no rules about what
there's no criteria in the world that you can use to justify that list. There's no criteria.
No, no. There might be, Stu. There might be. It's called like, I don't know what it's called, but it's people who use skills, like the eye test thing, right? Like in my view, this guy has more skills than this other boxer. Therefore, he's higher in the pound for pound list.
So Mikey Garcia's got more skills than Vasyl Lomachenko, Canelo Alvarez, and Alexander Usyk.
According to some people, yeah.
No, according to a fucking retard.
I'm not saying he's not a retard.
This is not a boxing guy. This is a retard. Yeah. And put the disclaimer up. He's a retard. And when you said that article about Deontay Wilder that you sent, I saw the guy. There's a picture of the guy who wrote the article. I saw he looked like Errol Spence. I didn't even bother reading it. I knew what he was going to be.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is the sort of list you're getting. Now, I've gone to the Ring magazine, and it's a lot more realistic. I'm going to read the Ring magazine pound for pound 10. This is more along my lines, even though I've got a couple of them that should be there. Okay. You've got Canelo number 1, Lomachenko 2, and Nui 3, Crawford 4, Usyk 5, Spence 6, Golovkin 7, Estrada 8, Artur Beterbiev at 9, and Manny Pacquiao at 10. Now that's a much more realistic list, but still, I'm not sure if I have money in there at the moment. I'm not sure.
Really? Okay, I knew it was gonna come up, the whole Pacquiao thing.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you, okay, if Spence would have defeated Keith Thurman instead of Pacquiao beating Thurman, come on, that would have put Spence in like the top 3 pound for pound.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think Pacquiao probably deserves to be there. It's just with Pacquiao, like I said, it's just because I'm so used to that prime Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 1 pound for pound on my list. The number 10 just doesn't get me excited. This Manny Pacquiao at number 10 just doesn't get me excited. But I think I could probably squeeze him, and I'll give you that one.
Now, C188 in the chat says Spence no reason being pound for pound. That's another. That's gonna be debated on this show, I'm sure.
I don't have Spence on my pound for pound list. I don't have him there, man.
No, I'm sorry, man. Like, well, maybe you can like squeeze him in there, like number 10. I guess because he did with Sean Porter. That Kell Brook win, although that's getting old, it's still a big win. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. So. The
thing is, though, you know, Thurman also has a win over Porter, so we're going to put Thurman in there as well.
That's a good point. Although this was a Sean Porter who defeated Mikey Garcia. But then again, Thurman already beat Garcia before that. Yeah, you have a good point there. You have a good point. Who else do we have? Oh, I didn't give a shout out in the chat. Well, Marcus Collins is there, says DuckTales, Stephen Lawler. I got Pacquiao number 4. Subash Kunwar always in the chat says White Chap. All right, people are talking there. Guys, welcome to the show. Sorry, I didn't give you a shout out, a proper shout out. But guys, give us your top 10 pound for pound fighters or top 5. You know, if you only want to give us out your top 5. Also, call in. The phone is on your screen. The phone lines are open. We want to hear your top 10 pound for pound fighters or top 5, like I said. And also, an extra question. Should Wilder be included in the pound for pound talk? As earlier, I posted a Forbes article where this guy is saying that Wilder should now be included in the top 10 pound for pound list. Boxing.
I think you're spot on. I think you're spot on what you said, though.
What?
You know, it's not about Wilder being on the pound for pound list that's riling us up. It's the fact that a win over Ortiz is putting him in there. A win he already has. That's like saying, well, Kell Brook's the number 1 welterweight because he beat Carson Jones again. You know, fucking don't mean anything. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just, like I said, with Wilder, I think to put him in a pound for pound list, he has to have one decent win at least. And for me, that's all. Well, not a decent win, a real good win. That's what I prefer. But with Ortiz, it's just a decent win for me, if that.
There was no need for a rematch. That's the whole point, right? And it's not as if Ortiz lost to Wilder, then had a fight against a top level heavyweight, defeated this heavyweight, and then fought Wilder. Like, his stock didn't rise after that first loss. He fought 3 guys, didn't look impressive at all, and then somehow manages to get another title shot, gets knocked out again, and all of a sudden this is a big win for Wilder? Come on. Doesn't make sense.
If I was going to put a heavyweight in the pound for pound list, you've got to put Fury above him.
Yeah. Well, Fury's
got a Klitschko win, and in most people's eyes, a Wilder win, and Derek Chisora win. You know, he has some good wins. And let's be real, Tyson Fury signed up twice to fight David Haye. It's not his fault David Haye pulled out twice. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think he would beat Haye. So Fury's willing to take tough fights. Obviously, he's cherry picking at the moment. We know he is, but that's Bob Arum doing that. You know, Tyson Fury fight anyone, but for me, if you're going to put a heavyweight in, you put him ahead of Wilder right now, because I believe he won that fight.
Yeah, and people saying that, Fury's afraid of Wilder. Well, listen, this guy wanted to fight Wilder, even though he wasn't 100% in shape. And he still beat Wilder. And I don't know why these people believe, even Wilder saying it, like, Fury's afraid of me. Like, he's going to fight you. What are you talking about? Where's this fear coming from?
February the 22nd, that Ben Davison was saying, just got a few more things to polish up on the contracts, and it's basically nearly signed. So that fight's definitely going to happen. But this rumor about the 2,500 is starting to flame up again. You know, there's me thinking it's bullshit, but everyone going, man, it's starting to flame up again.
No, I heard 125,000. Now there's this guy called the White LDBC Slayer or something. I don't know.
I've seen him. Yeah,
he's a guy from the UK. You know what he was saying? I don't know if it's true, but okay. So you know they have the US pay-per-view numbers, right? The national numbers they have, and then they have international. So what they're doing right now is that they are not releasing the national numbers because they are gonna add the international numbers as well, just to make the number a little bit bigger because it's like so shitty right now. And also they're calling like UK pubs. And asking how many people were there watching the fight. So they're counting that. So like a fucking shitty pub somewhere in the middle of nowhere, there were like 30 people. They're going to add that into the final number.
Oh, terrible.
Can you imagine?
But look, you know, it's sad affairs, really, if that's the case. Real sad affairs. But this is the thing. Boxing fans are not going to be fooled anymore. You can't be ripping us off with bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
So there's too much entertainment, too much things to spend our money on than a fight that... Well, you just had to look at the bookies' odds. It wasn't even a competitive fight.
Yeah, it was a bad move, man. And Spinoza from Showtime, he knew this was gonna happen. That's why he didn't want to have this pay-per-view on Showtime. He's like, nah, We don't want this on pay-per-view. Fox went like, I don't think Fox know shit about boxing. So they just go by what fucking Al Heyman tells them. And then probably Al Heyman told Fox, listen, we have this heavyweight. He's a knockout artist. Look at the numbers he's been making on Showtime. You know, he's going to be great. And Fox was probably like, yeah, sure. Let's put him on pay-per-view. I will do it. We'll do it. Now they're probably
Fox needs to stick to the Tucker Carlson show and leave boxing to everyone else.
Tucker Carlson did better numbers than fucking Deontay Wilder.
I think fucking
Stu.
I think if Rosie O'Donnell did a show, it'd do better numbers.
We have a phone call, but before I get to the phone call, I just want to say that could you imagine if Wilder instead would have taken a pay cut, but would have fought instead from Fox Network Television? That would have been great, not only for himself but for boxing. He would have fought, like there would have been so many viewers watching him on Fox. But instead they had to make this a pay-per-view. Just so Al Heyman could get a cut
to try and prove a point.
Paycheck.
To try and prove a point, and to try and prove that the zone was the right idea. Look, I'm still doing all right, but no, it's backfired on you. You've actually made yourself look at all. And I feel sorry for Wilder. I'm not one of these haters that wants Wilder to fail at everything in life. I don't. No. I don't really like the guy too much, but I don't hate him either. I don't want to see him foul. I'd like him to be a big star in his own country because he deserves it. Because he gets up in the morning and he fucking trains and he's putting his life on the line, so he deserves it. But something's not right with this guy in America, because Americans they don't really jump on the boxing too much anyway. They don't really, it's only the Mexicans that really do that. But something's got to change with his promotion.
Put him on network television.
He's not being built up right.
But. It's not like it's not like there's something wrong with Americans that they don't like boxing. It's. I mean, yes. How can I put it this? Listen, if you promote the guy,
as he's in the chat saying Wilder's a million. Hang on, as he's in the chat, he's in the chat saying Wilder's a millionaire. Don't feel sorry for him. You're not getting the point. You're not getting. I don't feel sorry for him because he's fucking skinned. Because he's certainly in skin. Look at the way he dresses and his houses he's got. I feel sorry for him that the guy is like one of them ugly little girls at schools just begging attention, would do anything just to get some people on side sort of thing. And it's sad to see he's a heavyweight champion. People should be backing him. If he was a UK guy, he'd be back to the hills. So that's my point. It's not about his money. It's not about his money at all. I don't give a fuck what he's got. He's going to be more comfortable than me, that's for sure, for the rest of his life. So I'm certainly not feeling sorry for his bank account because he got 8 million. I think he got about 8-9 million the other night. I mean, that's not a bad day's work for one punch.
757, you're on the air. 757. Whoops, hold on. I always mute them. Go ahead, sorry.
What's up? This is G Boogie.
What's up, G Boogie? G Boogie in the house.
What's up, brother?
What up?
What's up, Stu?
What's up, bro?
Not much. I hope everything is okay with everybody in this festive holidays. And I was hearing what y'all was commenting about. In the point of Wilder, somebody put on the chat was saying he should be pound for pound or whatever the discussion. I don't think he should be, and I'm not a hater of Wilder. Only thing I know is that he needs to get away from that promotional company that he's with, but I don't know his contract, what he signed. So, that being said, the blame has to be on him. So, and I'm not alienating him, but he did sign it. So I don't know the ramifications of the contract. I don't know. That's not my business. That's between him and his promoter, or should I say advisor. And they need to iron that out. And if he wants to really challenge himself, go out there and fight the people that he didn't fight. Go out there, fight Dillian White. Go out there, fight Anthony Joshua. Go out there and fight Povetkin. Go out there and fight all these guys that he did not fight because it was always one thing after another. Okay, well, with the Povetkin, it was proven. He lost in court, so whatever. With Dillian White, I don't know what happened with that. You know, that's between Dillian White and
Yeah, but listen, bro, if Marius Wack can fight Dillian White right now, why can't Deontay Wilder? It's just excuse after excuse. Anyone with any sort of threat, like Povetkin in Russia would have been a major threat for him. And I said to the boys, I said, no way would he take that fight. He'll find a way out. It doesn't matter. The Andre Durrell syndrome will come in where he finds a way out. And he will find, and I knew he would. But it's disgusting what they're doing. They're trying to fucking point everyone out to be a drug cheat just so they can avoid them. And yet he fights the drug cheat in Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are you fighting Luis Ortiz again? And he's the boogeyman, Joshua Pussy. You know, come on. Who's he fought? Nobody. You know? Who's he fought? He turned down a $7 million payday. Turned it down. He only got what? A 1.5 mil for this fight? And then the last one he had what? $500,000? Come on, man. And
I'll tell you one thing as well.
Table?
That night, that night when he could have fought
back to his.
I hear him, is he?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry,
G
I'm sorry. Sorry, G Boogie. The sound's very poor. Don't mean to butt in. I've just got real poor sound when it comes to the callers that are calling in. See, the thing with Luis Ortiz, he would have got paid a lot more money, and it would have been a lot easier fight for him on the night. Because that Joshua that turned up against Ruiz, I think Ortiz could have probably beat him.
Exactly. This is my point. Why he didn't take the thing, you know, it's not up to him because of the contract he signed. You see what I'm saying? He's just a mindless soul that's there, and I know he has the ability. He has the one-hit quitter power. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't really put the blame on him, but I put the blame on him because I have to because he signed the contract. That in that aspect. But hatred towards him, no. I have no hatred towards any man that gets in the ring and is trying to do something for their family and try to get out of the gutter. You know what I'm saying?
He's done very well for his family as well. He's a multi-millionaire. They're not going to struggle for food on the table. He's done his job as a father. But if he wants to be in boxing, then it's our job to call him out when he's doing it the wrong way. He's trying to con the fucking public, the boxing public.
Right, but like I said, it could be that his hands are tied, so that I can't really blame him, but I could blame him in that retrospect.
I agree. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Deontay Wilder. I really don't. I don't dislike the guy. I just say how it is. Look, I used to be a massive Kell Brook fan, and I used to defend that guy to the fucking hill. But now I can't defend him no more. So I've turned on him because he's taking the piss. You know, and when fighters start taking the piss out of fans, never fit for these bigger fights. Nowhere to be seen. But he's always around when Kevin Bizier and Jojo Dan are in town. He's about then, isn't he? I mean, I'm surprised
now, you know, but you got to understand this also, Stu. He took a massive beating against Triple G. He took a massive beat, and then after that, after he, was out of boxing for a little bit, and then he went and wanted to take another beating, which he took it from Spence. You see what I'm saying? Even though he from after I believe his boxing, how can I say? I'll say it in Spanish. His cojones. He lost his balls, bro. He lost his balls after that Triple G fight, and then he fought Errol Spence, and Errol Spence took the rest of his balls. You see what I'm saying?
That's spot on, brother. What happened was, though, so desperate to get one on Khan. I mean, this is how obsessed he is with Amir Khan. He sees Amir Khan nearly get sparked into fucking heaven, right? So everyone's going, oh, Khan's got balls. So he thought he'd try and get one up on Khan by fighting Golovkin, and he gets his fucking face smashed to pieces, right? Now, he sold out for money. He had no business fighting Golovkin. He knew he couldn't win. He sold out for money, which was $6 million, I think he got for that. But if he'd have carried on at welterweight, fighting the right guys, he could have fought Spence when he was in before that beating, I think he could have given Spence all sorts of trouble. Like I said, that beating took his balls.
Yeah, because if he would have fought Spence before he went to Golovkin, it would have been a better matchup for him.
Much better.
Because psychologically, he didn't have no injuries, and he would have persevered mentally. You see what I'm saying?
That, it's the aura that comes with a. It's the aura that comes with a 0 on the record as well. When you're unbeaten, you just have a bit more confidence, a bit more aura about you, and that might have been the difference. You know, he looked like a shot man in there against Spence, especially when the tank started to empty, because he had to lose a lot of weight as well. Remember, you know.
Yeah, you know, but that was up to him because he gained all that weight and he didn't do it properly, so he crashed diet and all that stuff. But that's on him. You know, it's just like I respect Andy Ruiz Jr. You know what I'm saying, for taking the L before from Parker, which a lot of people thought he won. You know, I have to look at the fight to actually give an honest opinion on it. But, you know, for what he went and took, you know, Al Heyman and all of them, they didn't care about him. So he was basically a free agent, even though he was signed under them. So they was like, oh, he's going to get his ass kicked. Go ahead, go fight. Go make us some money. And boom, next thing you know, boom.
That's what they did with Sean Porter, mate. They always throw Sean Porter in there with the pit bulls, don't they? They don't care, man. He's one that's disposable to them. And maybe Andy Ruiz, biggest mistake they made. Put all their eggs into the Deontay Wilder basket and totally forgot about Andy Ruiz, who's now carrying 3 belts around his waist. Joke, man.
Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, with Porter, he's rebellious towards PVC because he want to challenge himself, and he don't want to be like the rest of the PVC fighters that sit back, take the money, and just sit back. No, he wants to show that he's got balls, and he wants to show to the world, you know, if he takes a loss, he takes a loss. He don't care. The point is he's fighting the best and not scared of fighting the best.
Well, if you don't respect Sean Porter, then you've got no business in boxing, because this guy, he's a throwback fighter. You know, yes, he's got defeats, but like the saying goes, if you haven't got a defeat on your record, you're not fighting the right people. Sean Porter's certainly doing that. And like I said, he's being fed to the lions. He's the B-side every time. Never have the judges been favouring his work and stuff. There's times when he should have wins that he hasn't got. But for me, he's a PBC's best asset. But because he's got defeats, you know.
Yep. Like in that Thurman fight. But, you know, everybody, we don't all know what's working behind the table. You see what I'm saying? That's the bad part. And we, as boxing advocates, we supposed to be able to put the proper news out there. But then you got to watch out also, because if you try to do that, the higher up people that you're trying to gain the interviews and stuff like that, they can be like, no, we're going to halt you. Because you're talking too much.
This is the thing, right? See, with boxers, they can refuse your entry into the buildings. They can finish your career if you're a YouTube writer or interviewer. They can finish you by not letting you in the venues. Yeah. See, it's like football. The football, because they sign a deal with the media giants for a lot of money, they have to do interviews with them afterwards. It's in the contracts where they get paid. They have to give post-match interviews. You've got no choice. Even if they lose, if they're pissed off, they have to do it. Where boxers can pick and choose who they speak to, and then you're getting all these yes boys that are too scared to ask the right questions because they're afraid that the business will get closed down. Boxing is a sport for snowflakes, and it's a strange thing when you say that, really, because it's the toughest sport in the world, but most of them are fucking snowflakes. They just hate any criticism.
Yeah, that's true. Because football, basketball, soccer, all those sports they have to dress them up. You dress up, you go here, you do what we told you on that contract. We set you up for future businesses and stuff like that. Back in the days, they didn't care. Now they have to, because the masses told them, yo, no, they need a retirement. They need this, they need that, because most of them go broke. And then the basketball players, the football players, they like, oh snap, yo, this guy is right. We're fucking ourselves because we're not taking care of our future. You know what I'm saying? Because I want every man on earth to be able to be, after they finish doing what they had to do for their family and it's time to hang it up, they can hang it up and live a life, you know, a beautiful life, and doing whatever the hell they want to do. You know? But, King Bucho.
Yeah.
I'll give you 5 in no chronological order. The pound for pound.
No, all right, but why? Come on, do it chronologically speaking. Come on,
man, because I gotta go. I have to research it properly,
all right, go ahead.
All right, no chronological order.
All right.
Top 5. I got Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Canelo, Lomachenko, who's that other guy? Estrada, the Mexican kid.
So you have...
Is it a...
Yeah, Gallo Estrada. So you have Spence over Usyk?
Well, Usyk ain't proven himself yet. He only had one fight against
Garcia.
What's the guy named? Yeah, he only had one fight. He's not proven.
It's not the one fight though, bro. What about what we did at cruiserweight?
If he was still in the cruiserweight, yeah, I'll say I'll have Usyk number 1 or up there on the top 5. But right now, no.
Okay.
But I don't get that. Why do you take him out of the list because he's moved up in weight? Surely it's a pound for pound list, which means the weight doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I didn't put him on the top 5. He's in the list, but I didn't put him on the top 5.
Yeah. No, that's fine. No, I was just trying to work out what criteria.
He haven't proven anything to me yet in the heavyweight division. He only, he got one guy that he had to train for, and it took
hey, G Boogie,
4 days.
Do you add heavyweights in your list?
Do I have a heavyweight in my list?
Would you allow a heavyweight to be on your list?
It depends on who they beat. Like an Andy Ruiz, yes, I will have him. Anthony Joshua, yes, because he's proven. Even though he lost, he's proven. He dared to be great. He fought everybody, regardless of, some of them was aged, like they say of Ruiz. Ortiz, but Ortiz he ain't got nobody under his fucking belts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't fought nobody. So with Deontay Wilder, I could put him up there. He could show me something to me. This is my opinion, people, not everybody else. This is my opinion. If he could show me, okay, knock out Tyson Fury. He's within the top 10, meaning beat him decisively. Don't let it go to no decision, no nothing. Knock him the fuck out because he got that one hit quitter. Get him out of there. Yeah. Now fight Dillian White. Fight all these other guys.
We've got people in the chat saying, I can't remember his name now, but he's saying that Wilder's the best heavyweight of the last 50 years. Facts.
That what?
Did you hear that?
What he said?
12002 said Wilder is the best heavyweight of the last 50 years. Facts.
Is he fucking retarded? He's still ranked 230th in the heavyweight division from past heavyweight to the present. Facts. How about that?
How about that from G Boogie? How was he ahead of Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Even a Riddick Bowe. I wouldn't even put. Would you put him ahead of Riddick Bowe? I wouldn't.
Dude, hell no. Hell no. He can't even hold any of the ones you just named jockstrap because of the caliber of fighters he fought.
You know, I'm reading this. I put up this article from Forbes magazine where this guy's saying it's time to stop denying Deontay Wilder, and then he says, I think it's time for everyone to stop criticizing Deontay Wilder for his lack of conventional boxing skills and start appreciating his dominance. Now, here's a key word: dominance. Has he really been dominating the heavyweight division?
How can he be dominant when you fought Joshua? You lost to Fury in most people's eyes, right? You haven't fought Usyk yet. You haven't fought Dillian White yet. You haven't fought Povetkin yet. I know he can win these fights, but he hasn't fought them. So it doesn't mean, how can you be dominant when you haven't fought the guys around you?
Yeah, you haven't dominated. You don't have the belts. Yeah.
How could he be dominant when he got a Tyson Fury that was a fat Tyson Fury, smoked out, sniffing blow and all that shit, lost all that weight in 3 years of they having a sanctioning body on him because he got caught with coke in his system and all that stuff, and he came back and after 2-3 years he whooped his ass boxing wise. Okay, it was a draw. They gave it a draw because okay, he knocked him down twice. The first knockdown was a cupping blow behind the back of the head, which that was illegal as hell, and you don't count that in true boxing. And no matter what's the narrative, you got to be honest. So in that perspective, yeah, he got knocked down the first time, I feel, in that last round. But he did what? He, regardless of the count and all that other stuff people were saying and all that, no, the ref counted and he got up and he's like, I'm ready. And he came back and whooped that ass again. So be honest, people. You don't have to be honest with me because I know there's foul people out there. You know?
I mean, you get the discredit. This is their IQ. Well, Lewis got knocked out by a couple of guys.
I think it's just their passion for a guy that got that one-hit quitter. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's in their mindset. I just know that they're being deceptive. They're being elusive with their words, and they're not being honest. That's all I've got to say.
By the way, in the chat, stop spamming saying Wilder knocks out. What are you saying? Wilder beats Boogeyman not once, twice. Greatest ever. I see people like spamming. Stop spamming, all right? You're going to get kicked out. You can disagree, but don't fucking spam. All right, anything else, G-Boogie?
Hey, no, that's it, guys. Hey, Stu, my brother, take care. King Bucho, same.
Yes.
And happy holidays for everybody, and keep listening.
All right, man. Thanks for that phone call.
Speak to you soon, man.
Peace.
Peace. All right, that was G Boogie, the great G Boogie. Mark, are you there?
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What's happening, Mark? You all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing well still. How's it going, mate?
Good, mate. What was up with you yesterday? I watched your video. You was a bit upset with someone. Who was that then? Or are you not saying?
It's not about one person. It's about a lot of people.
Getting annoyed,
a lot of people.
Tell us all names.
Yeah. A lot of people. I'm not throwing out names. I'm gonna be making videos on a lot of this shit. I'm sick to death of this Wilder Ali comparison stuff.
Oh.
It's actually killing me.
It's a joke, bro. And like I said, with you being a historian, I bet that stuff like that gets to you, doesn't it?
A little bit. And I'm not even a historian. That's the sad part. I want to be one, but the amount of people out there who think just because you know a bit of history you're a historian. I'm not one. There's guys out there who whoop my ass. I'm not talking on YouTube because there's like 2 or 3 people on YouTube who really know their history. Outside of them, when you get away from those guys, no one knows. No one knows.
Yeah, but you're a historian to me. You know enough. If I wanted to know something, I come to you. I don't go and fucking go to the library.
No, you go to the boxing librarians too, right?
No, we'll go out, clown. Yeah, I'll slap him in his fucking face if I see it.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't want to come on these shows too. It's because of you.
He threatened me. Remember, he's the one that started talking about.
Yeah.
He's the one that talked about being a red-blooded male, trying to get the police onto me and stuff, and nothing.
Yeah, I remember that. Hey, when you had your channel, who else were you fighting against? This guy. Remember this guy who made a video? He was showing off his television. Like I have like a 70-inch screen.
Ben Umar, when he fucking tried to say that I was a low life, and he showed me how good his life was. He pointed at his 55-inch 3D telly. I had fucking 2 of them in my house at the time. So I don't know if it's so impressive at the time. I did a
Who did you nick them from, those two? Who did you nick them from?
I said, at least I got the receipts of mine. Where's yours? He's sitting there getting his 3D glasses out, showing me and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck's this clown? I don't even use my 3D glasses. I don't even like watching 3D telly, but I've got... No, these fucking guy's a clown, man. Got his tape measure out to prove how big his TV was. Can you remember, Butcho? He measured it.
Yeah, he was measuring it all. I was laughing the whole time, man.
I swear down. That was the guy that...
Bro, out the tape measure. Look how big it is. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Bet you ain't got one of these, homeboy, and all that lot. You know who he is, isn't it? That Ben Umar used to go on Beats' channel.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, it was him.
I'll leave it at that.
All right, guys.
He's the right piece of shit, isn't he?
Phone lines are open. Call in. Give us your pound for
me
pound list.
and Ben Umar, right? We hate each other, but we do have a little laugh for each other because he can actually take a joke. Because I remember when I said something about his missus, innit? I said, you can imagine Ben Umar, when he's in a mood, comes home, innit? And the missus says something that's a bit out of place, and she's getting a fucking Deontay Wilder right in the button, isn't she? And I was saying all stuff like that, and he laughed. It made him laugh. So we do have a bit of banter. But I haven't spoken to that guy for a while. But I do remember the old tape measure video. I mean, it was comedy gold.
All right, we have a phone call. 585, you're on the air, 585.
How you doing, Mr. Bucho? This is Vince.
Yeah, what's up, Vince? What's on your mind?
Yes, your title is what is your pound for pound list?
Correct.
I have mine, and I recently updated it, Mr. Bucho.
Okay, how many fighters do you have? 5, 10, 6?
I have a total of 10 fighters.
Okay. Here we go. Let me get ready. All right. We start from number 10, okay? Number 10.
Yes, number 10, Mr. Bucho.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look here because I have it. I just do not remember who was my number 10.
I thought you wrote it down, man.
Please.
All right.
I did. I actually wrote it on my smartphone. Okay, here we go. At number 10, Mr. Bucho, I have Mr. Triple L as my number 10.
Okay.
Triple L.
Golovkin.
But if he's Triple L to you, then why you got him on your pound for pound list?
Yeah.
You can't. Like I said, you can't say one thing about the guy. Say, oh, he's a loser, he's a bum. But he's number 10 on my pound for pound list. Which one is it, man?
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, Mr. Stu? I can explain myself. The reason I call him Triple L is due to the fact that he lost to Canelo twice, and he actually lost against Jacobs. So 2 + 1 = 3. So I call him Triple L.
That doesn't make fucking sense. All right, go ahead. Number 9.
Yes.
Well, so that makes losing to
9,
fucking
losing
to Canelo Alvarez makes you a loser now, does it? you better go and tell Kovalev that then.
No. Yes, Mr. Stu. My number 9 will be the second scariest man in boxing is Mr. Artur Beterbiev.
Okay. Number 9, Beterbiev or Beterbiev.
Nice choice there, Vinny. That's a good choice. He deserves to be hovering around that list.
Yeah.
Vosnik was a very, very good win. A very good win.
He's a unified champ now. So
yeah, he's a unified champion. And look how many fights he's had. So yeah, I've got no problem with that. Good call. Vinny.
Acceptable. Acceptable.
No problem. My number 8, I have the monster Inoue as my number 8 pick, Mr. Bucho.
I can accept that too.
I think number 8's about fair with Inui. I think I like to put guys, I give them a bit more credit for entering tournaments because there's nowhere to hide in them tournaments. So they go a bit further. I'd have them probably a little bit high, not much, but 8's good for me.
Not a bad position.
No, definitely. What about you, Mark? You call that?
Yeah, I'm all right, but I'm not all right with him anywhere on the list, really.
Hey, Vinny, you're doing pretty good right now. Don't fuck it up, please.
Well, thank you guys. This is my personal pound for pound list, so do not get mad if you guys think I'm absurd on a pick, but this is my list, okay? I'm not biased at all whatsoever. For my number 7 pick,
that's perfectly acceptable.
Yes.
7.
Okay, sure. My number 7 pick will be Mr. Josh Taylor, who recently won the Boxing Super Series from my guy, Mr. Regis Poirier.
Excellent call. I've definitely got Taylor in my top 10, like I said, with the tournament as well. Winning that, like I said, the amount of fights he's had as well. When guys are achieving this stuff in very few fights, then you've got to push them up there a little bit. And what about you, Mark? What do you think about
that? The list is very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would change a couple of things around, but so far it's his list. It's his subjectivity. Yeah. Keep going, Vinny.
Go on, Vinny. Go on.
Yes, my number 6 pick will be your guys' savior, Mr. Vasil Lomachenko.
Well, now we're starting to disagree.
Listen, Vinny, we understand talent when we see it, and I think deep down, I think you do, because this list is proving. This list is proving you know a little bit about boxing. You're not a complete fucking dipshit. You do know a bit about boxing, so I don't know what it is you've got in with Lomachenko. I mean, I'm not sure because I've always seen you taking digs at him. So, what's your problem with Lomachenko, man?
I have no problem. I just believe that he's a bit overrated, guys.
That's fair.
I just believe he'll get exposed if he fights like Mr. Tank Davis. And there's a couple other fighters as well.
I'll tell you what, Tank needs to find his balls before that fight ever happens, and he's got no idea where they are.
He's going to find them coming out of a 42-year-old Cuban who's washed up.
Oh yeah, he'll find them. Is that when Adrian Broner will give him his balls back?
That's when he's going to rip them out of Gamboa's arsehole.
Go ahead, Vinny.
Okay, Vinny, go ahead. Number 5.
Yes. Yes, I just want to say Gervonta Davis has big balls. Trust me, okay? I don't go that way. I just want to let you know he's coming for him, though. For my number 5 pick, sir, it'll be Mr. Alexander Usyk, who's the scariest man in boxing. Pretty ugly guy, but he's a great boxer.
Oh yeah, you've told us that his face scares you, right?
Yes, it's pretty ugly. I'm just surprised he has an actual girlfriend or a wife. I would be embarrassed.
Have you seen his wife, Vinny? Are you sure that's an actual girl?
Looks like an look a bit like an SS.
I don't know, but just the way he laughs and he has that gap between his teeth, he just looks very weird, guys.
Good point.
The thing is, Vinny, this is a pound for pound. It's not a beauty contest. So, I mean, because if it was a beauty contest, then obviously Ryan Garcia would be up there and all, but he's not going to be on this list, that's for sure. So you've got a decent list so far. I'm very surprised, Vinny. I was expecting some fucking real gobshite stuff coming out of your mouth, but you're actually coming up with a good, sensible list. Usyk at 5's not bad. Go ahead, number 4.
Yes, I'm showing you guys that I'm not biased, and do know my boxing very well.
Can I guess your top 4? I guess your top 4 in no order?
Canelo.
Mark, quickly,
I just want to say,
yes, for my
next 4 fighters he's going to name, I think, are going to be Canelo.
Pick, guys.
Now let him finish. Let him finish. Jesus Christ, Vinny, go ahead. Number 4.
Yes, for my number 4th pick, I have Mr. Canelo Alvarez as my number 4th pick.
Mark called that.
Okay, we're getting to number 3 now. Oh boy.
Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? Yes. For my number 3rd pick, I have Mr. Deontay Wilder, the Bronx Bomber.
What? I thought he was the greatest fighter of all time. What's going
Yeah.
on? How can he be the greatest fighter of all time at number 3 in your current pound?
Yeah, come on,
Just
man.
make the other two above him the best fighters of all time. Surely you
Yes,
can't have
I
Wilder the
just
best
wanna-
fighter of all time.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Stu. Before you go kind of crazy here, I just want to explain myself for 1 second. The reason I have Mr. Deontay Wilder is number 3. This guy has back-to-back one-punch right-hand knockouts, which is unbelievable. This guy is unbelievable. So I had to put him up to number 3 and put a couple guys down because he's just so impressive. He's just impressing me every time with that power.
That's
It's
fine. Listen, that's
unbelievable.
fine. I don't mind that because you've been consistent. But
Well,
wasn't you the guy that called in and said Wilder's probably the best fighter of all time?
no, that was
I
dead
said he
game.
has the potential, Mr. Stu. The
Oh,
potential.
potential. Okay.
But somebody did say that, Sue. I think it was dead game.
Yeah, I've got mixed up. Sorry, I thought he was saying that he was, and I just don't get that. You can't have a guy best fighter of all time, then have him number 3 in your current pound for pound list. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I knew Wilder was going to be on there anyway. I was expecting him to be higher, to be honest with you.
All right, Stu, number 2.
Go on, Mark.
Yeah, Stu, fucking Vinny, go ahead.
Yes, but number 2 is Mr. Earl Spence Jr. The fact that he survived that car crash and he's alive with no broken bones. I mean, if that cannot stop him, guys, nobody will. Not even Manny Pacquiao. So I have him at number 2, pound for pound, guys.
All right.
Well, if that's the case, is Michael Schumacher number 1 because he's still alive and he's still on that machine. All right, he's not got to have his bed for 10 years, but he's still alive, isn't he? Schumacher's got to be number 1 then, and he's on the pound for pound list. He's still fighting.
Actually, Mr. Stu, I do not know who that is, but great point.
No, it's not a great point though.
Yeah. All right. Number 1.
Yes, Mr. Bucho. My number 1, pound for pound, is Mr. Terrence Bud Crawford. I love the way he fights. He has several different styles, and he's just an amazing fighter to watch. I just believe he's the best fighter on the planet right now, and no one wants to fight him, so I kind of feel sorry for him a bit, but I'll always back him, Mr. Bucho. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the phone call. Take care. All right, there you have it. So he has Crawford number 1, Spence 2, Wilder, Canelo, and Usyk. That's his top 5. Lomachenko is not even that top 5. He's at number 6. Fuck, man.
You want to do Butcho, right? Just write the list down, do a tick on each list, and then at the end of we'll do a couple of shows on this, and at the end of it, we'll all add up and see. We'll do our pound for pound one, the one who's got the most ticks, and so on.
All right, let me write it down then. Take over.
Mark, while you're here, bro, do you fancy giving us your pound for pound list, just so we can write it down?
Is Bucho still there?
Yeah, but let me just write this Vinny's pound for pound list first.
Did you watch Frampton?
Don't get too sexual.
Did you watch Frampton last night, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he got a good win over a complete and utter no-hoper. Let's be real.
But I heard you say that you want him to retire.
I do want him to retire.
You?
I do want him to retire. If he goes in with a good world champion, he's getting hurt. His defense is lacking. His feet are slowing down. He doesn't have the power to keep people off of him. Even last night, he couldn't keep the guy off him.
McCreary was just too green. I felt sorry for McCreary a little because they've just obviously pushed him in there too fast. I mean, the guy had 16 fights. Obviously, not loads of amateur experience by the looks of him. He's still very green, very young. Needs to grow into a man. Putting him in with Frampton. Same we like about Frampton. He's everything you just said, but he's still an elite fighter. You know, and he's still far too good for these young boys that are coming through.
Too smart.
Yes, of course he was too smart. I mean, he schooled McCreary for the whole 10 rounds of that fight and had 2 knockdowns. So it was, and he had a bad hand. Can you imagine if his hand didn't hurt? I mean, the class was massive, and I just don't think he had no business in there. And that's poor management by McCreary's team, because that could finish McCreary's career, a beating like that. You know, he could never be the. Yeah.
Like I'd like
Even
to
that-
see practice. I just like. To
Have we got to recognise the Matrix on the line? Recognise you there, bro?
What's up, Stu? What's up, McGregor? Everybody else?
What's happening?
Frank?
Have you seen the title of the show, though? We're doing a pound for pound stuff tonight. There's been a few articles about Wilder, you know, having to be mentioned in that list now because he's beat the same guy twice. But
Yeah.
Frank,
I
you can
don't know
take
why
Colin
he has to.
McGregor into your arms. You can go somewhere and you can fuck yourself.
That's my favorite line. I like that line.
Butcho's still doing that list right now. If you can try and get a little pound for pound list together for us.
Okay, off the top of my head. Okay.
Just going to wait for Butcho to give the no-head because he's going to write them down and we're going to tick them all off at the end of our shows. And we're going to do our own pound for pound list for Christmas sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, since El Dog, thank you for the contribution. He gave us his list and he donated to the show. I'm going to have to add his list as well.
Anyway, you can just... Oh, no. Yeah, you crack on. So, did you watch fights last night, recognise?
Yeah, I did. I caught the... I was interested in the Rasputin or Rasputin, whatever his name is, against
Rasputin versus Batayev.
Batayev, yep.
That's the fight I missed.
That was a close fight. Mark, what did you think? I thought it could have won either way, to be honest.
Well, I had an A4. Like, when I was scoring, I gave 2 even rounds for the joke, but I had an A4. You could have 5-5 and 2 even if you want at best. But I thought Rasputin had an A4. But Batayev was landing the cleaner work. Rasputin, he was on the move. Whenever he was exchanging, it was pure stupidity. But when he was boxing, he was doing well. He needs to tighten up his defense a little bit more. But it was a solid performance. Good fight.
Yeah, I thought it was a good fight. I did score it for Rasputin, but thought it was super close. I thought it was super close.
What was that fight? Was that fight in Monaco?
Yeah, it was the headline of the Monte Carlo card.
Yeah, I didn't watch that card because I just didn't. I saw it and I thought, I was busy. Did you?
Yeah. I caught the replay, though.
I thought Oscar Valdez was shocking last night. Did you?
Didn't he? I didn't see the fight.
Oh, you did?
I didn't see the fight, Stu, but I heard a lot of criticism.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Adam Lopez, for a late replacement, really give a good account of himself. Looked a better fighter in there. Just ended up... Valdez ended up dogging it out and catching him with some big shots. I thought the referee stopped it prematurely. Didn't really give him a chance. Definitely a stoppage that I weren't very happy with. Let's just say that. He got dropped in the second round by a big shot. And I think Lopez he was very crisp with his punches. Very, very nice on the eye, Lopez. But, obviously the lack of training camp probably cost him in the end when the latter rounds. That's when he started to fade. And that's when Valdez, the pressure, he got on top of him sort of thing. But no, I wasn't that impressed with Oscar Valdez at all.
Yeah, I heard he was.
What about you, Mark? Did you see it, Mark?
I did, yeah. I feel the exact same way as you. By the way, there was a couple of people, including like Duck, myself, who were saying that this is a bad style for Valdez. Adam Lopez can fight. He can fight his ass off.
He can.
He's a skilled fighter. He's got, like you say, crisp punching. He's got nice feet. He's got smooth transitions. And this kid's going to be a problem in the next couple of years. Big time problem.
If he had a full camp, he'd have beat Valdez. I'm telling you that now, he would have. Because it was the latter rounds there where we started to fade and where Valdez was catching up to him. But very like Linares in there when he's throwing his hand, very crisp, very accurate, very nice on the eye to look at. I mean, just looked a hell of a lot better fighter than Valdez. But Valdez, just obviously grit and determination got him through that one. But he can't keep fighting like that because he's going to catch up, especially now he's moved up. There's dangerous guys there.
He can't afford to do that against any of the top guys. Like if that was Miguel Berchelt with a full camp, he was dead.
That's the fight they're calling. That's the fight they're calling next, though, isn't it? That's the fight they reckon they're going to make next. Berchelt versus. Yeah, I don't fancy Valdez in that one. But yeah, because I didn't know much about Adam Lopez. Obviously, you knew about Adam Lopez before, so I could see why you said it was a dangerous fight because that guy was horribly wrong for Valdez, man.
Very good fighter and one of the more underrated guys around right now. He's one of those fighters that people don't know about, but now they do, and they'll be watching him. And I think that's good for him in a way that he got to show off what he can do today. Like last night, it was good for him because leading. Definitely a premature stoppage. Like, I don't even call that a British stoppage still. I call that a promoter stoppage.
That is definitely a promotion stoppage. I was just thinking the same thing. They thought Valdez was down on the cards for me, big time. And
on everyone's card, he was down.
Yeah. And it was the 7th, 8th round he was getting on. Valdez didn't really look like he was going to stop. So the minute he got him hurt, the ref couldn't wait to jump in. It was disgusting to watch. And like I said, if Adam Lopez has got any sense, man, you know, he'd be calling for a rematch. I think with a proper camp, I think he'll do Valdez.
Agreed.
All right. Mark, go ahead. Your list.
All right. My list. In 10th place, I've got Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor, number 10. What is his name? There we go. Okay. Whoop. Number 10, Josh Taylor. That makes sense. I like for sure. Josh Taylor has to be in every pound for pound list, in my opinion. But go ahead.
Or close to, but just on the fringes. 9th place, I've got Artur Beterbiev.
Beterbiev. Number 9, unified light heavyweight champion of the world. And lineal, probably. Go ahead.
In 8th place, I've got Triple G. Little G.
Little G. Little G goes in number 8. Okay, number 7.
In 7th place, I've got Kazuto Ioka.
You really rate that guy, don't you, Mark?
Yeah, rightfully so. First ever Japanese guy to ever become a 4-weight world champion. And he beat Don Nietes, in my opinion. It wasn't a draw or a loss. He got robbed in that fight against Nietes. He got beaten on Nietes.
Nietes would be in a lot of people's list himself. So
wait, how do you spell his name?
Ioka.
I don't even have him in here. I have to write it down. Hold on.
Yeah, because a lot of them fucking boxing magazines don't even know who he is. Clowns, man.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm adding him here. And he's going in, people. Number 7, Ioka.
There we go.
Okay, we go to number 6.
6. Estrada.
El Gallo Estrada goes in number 6. Hey, Vinny didn't even mention Estrada. Jesus Christ. All right, go ahead. Number 5.
5. Pacquiao.
Manny Pacman Pacquiao. He's still there. Even though he's like 41 or something. Pretty impressive. All right, number 4.
By the way, Mark, you do know we are letting heavyweights in our lists.
Well,
I mean, it's our subjective list.
So as long as you know, because I thought you might exclude heavyweights thinking you can't use them, but in our list you can. So if you want to use them, you can.
I know I can, but for me, I don't want to on my list.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Which is going to piss people off. 4, I've got Inoue.
Inoue, number 4. World Boxing Super Series Bantamweight champion. There we go. Who's your number 3, Mark?
My 3rd place goes to the wonderful, amazing Terence Bud Crawford.
Crawford. Number 3.
3-weight champion, 2-time lineal, undisputed.
Okay. Now I think I know what the names are, but I don't know which one's gonna be first on your list. So go ahead, number 2.
2. I'm gonna get killed for this. Lomachenko.
The chat is going crazy now.
I got a feeling Usyk's not going to be in this list. I mean, that's a big pull.
No, he's gonna be there. Mark?
It won't. Canelo will be number one. I think
Oh,
he's gonna
wait
pick
a minute. It's true. Holy shit. All right, we'll have to have a talk here. Who's your number one, Mark?
My number one's Canelo.
Shit.
Told you, blood.
What the fuck? Wait a minute. Okay. Canelo number one on Mark's list. There you have it, people. A shocker. Goddamn fucking shocker. Mark.
I've got no problem being Canelo at number one. I think he's proved it that he deserves to be there. I'm just surprised that he didn't have Usyk in that list. I thought.
Yeah.
Well, I'll explain that, and I'll explain it very simple. I actually did, for anyone who wants to see it, over on BDA Boxing Live, I did a pound for pound list, and I had Usyk number one on my pound for pound list.
Oh yeah.
And I said in that video specifically, Usyk. I know people are saying he's moving to heavyweight, and people don't include heavyweights, but right now he hasn't fought a heavyweight, and until then, he'll remain in my pound for pound list. Until then. The second he fought, he's removed. I don't have him. I put heavyweights in a different bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the list. I like the list. So far, I've liked Vinny's list and I've liked Mark's list. Yeah, good lists. But for me, it's a big shock that Usyk's in. But I understand where he's coming from because G Boogie said the same thing. He said that's why he hasn't got him in his.
Like Usyk's my number one if he's not fighting a heavyweight or whatever, just on resume. In all honesty, no one can touch it. On the road, he beat Michael Hunter, who's ripping it up a heavyweight and fighting Povetkin, and he's opened the favorite against Povetkin. Okay, he beat Glowacki in Poland. He beat Bellew in a defense of an undisputed title, beating an Emiratis champion. He beat Bellew in Manchester, just down the road from Bellew's back door.
Yep.
He beat Gassiev in Russia, and he beat Breedis in Riga.
Latvia. Yeah.
That's old school throwback kind of shit. He is the best fighter on the planet to me. He's my favorite fighter, but I don't include anyone fighting a heavyweight.
There's a guy in the chat saying only one black fighter in the list. Look,
well, hold on. Let me explain this. I would put more black fighters on the list if there were black fighters on the list or deserved to be on my list outside of Crawford. You go and ask me my top 10 fighters of all time, and guess what? My top 100, the majority are black, bro.
Yeah.
So
I could vouch for Mark.
Yeah.
Mark's always been down the middle. It's certainly one thing Mark's not, and that's a racist when it comes to boxing and picking fights and stuff like that. So yeah, I can vouch for that. But we got Recognise in the house, and I want to hear his list because I know Recognise is he's gonna have Usyk in there. I know for a fact he will.
You know me. All right, I'm gonna start from number 10.
Well, hold on. Let me restart this shit. Where's Taylor?
I wrote it down. So
Perfect. Yeah.
Easier on myself.
Let me play some music, some suspense music. That's not suspense. There we go. All right, go ahead. Number 10.
Number 10. See you. Dmitry Bivol.
Bivol.
I got Bivol at number 10.
Big call that Recognise. Don't really think he's
just like the skills.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Top notch.
On eye test, it's hard to argue with Bivol on eye. He's a spectacular fighter.
Number 9. I got Beterbiev.
Beterbiev number 9.
Yes, I think it comes light heavyweight division that is so stacked. It comes down to these two guys right here. I think I give Beterbiev the nod over Bivol. Number 8. Some guys are gonna kill me for this, for different reasons, but I think Earl Spence is number 8.
Wow.
I think.
What's that music in the background, Butcher?
It was a suspense music. I'll just stop playing the music then.
That creepy shit out of it, bro. I'm trying to listen to the list, man. waiting for someone to get slaughtered on the screen and I'm listening to that.
Nah, keep that on. Keep that shit on. I love this shit.
Maybe I should put another one though. That's too crazy. I'll put this one. Nah, this one's better. Alright, let's go. Spence Jr. Okay, that's okay. Numbers. Wait. What was your reasoning behind that?
My reasoning for Spence at number 8, that fight with Sean Porter, who I think is the best welterweight, was so, at least to me, showed me. I mean, I don't know what Spence is like now. That Earl Spence is probably the best welterweight, or very close to it. That he can beat guys like Danny Garcia. You know, the guys on top of his list. Pacquiao, the guys that are in the top of the list of the welterweight, guys like Pacquiao, because I just think that Porter is so strong that he beats probably all these guys, and Spence arguably beat him. You know, he got the nod on the scorecards. A lot of people thought he could have lost, including me. But he also did enough for me that he could have won as well. So that was an excellent performance.
So it's based on Sean Porter, basically. You're high.
Sean Porter.
Okay. No, that's fair, man.
At least you're in like Vinny, you fucking put him on the list because he survived a crash in a Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, yes.
I was gonna see. Stu just took my other reason why. I was gonna say when you can survive a car crash from a Ferrari, you get on.
Yeah, how many weight divisions is that, man? 3,000 pounds to 147.
Yes. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, went up 100 weight divisions.
That means he'll crush Deontay Wilder. All right, at number 7, Francisco Estrada, without a doubt.
Juan Francisco El Gallo Estrada goes in.
Put the picture in Spencer's name.
I just like a picture of a taco next to Estrada and I'm good.
The Eye of Horus. Illuminati. But go ahead. Number 6. Number 6.
Recognize?
He's in the bathroom. He's making a sandwich or something.
He's been abducted by the music. X came in through the window and took his head off.
What are people saying in the chat? Don Hearn says too little. The next show do top 10 heavyweight prospects.
I mean, you try and find me 10 prospects.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
All right. Hey, we should get Kiwi Boxing. I think he knows a lot about heavyweights. Right.
Probably actually a few. Dubar, Hergovich. I don't know if they're prospects. Are they prospects?
They are prospects. They're still prospects.
Yeah, I class them as a prospect.
How old are they?
I don't class Joe Joyce as a prospect personally, but yeah.
How old are they though? Usually these heavyweight prospects are like fucking 32 or something.
Nah, like my credential for a prospect is anybody below the age of 30. Right, this is mine. Is showing a bit of talent or whatever and doesn't hold any belt or is not fighting for any belt.
Fucking shit. Sorry, man.
What the hell happened?
I don't know.
All right. Well, Mark, we'll talk more about this when we do the top 10 heavyweight contenders.
Yeah. Prospects.
Jesus Christ, prospect. Yeah, sorry. Number 6.
Number 6. Okay, number 6. Triple G. Triple G still on my pound for pound list.
Triple G is what?
Nobody has beaten him. Clearly, never happened. Every loss, well, he's got one. His one loss on his record was debatable, and I don't have to speak for the rest of his resume. Long reign as champion, so he's still number 6. I got him at number 6. All right, so.
Jesus.
Hey.
I wanted to just something here because we're talking about Triple G, right? Yeah. So hold on, let me just play a song that you guys are gonna like, and you guys are gonna remember this song. It was a hit back in.
Really low.
Wait. Let me find it.
I know what it is too. Rick.
Fuck, what is it? You guys know what it is?
Doldrums of YouTube.
Fucking A, man. I can't find it. Anyways, I got it.
Little did I know that Adonis Stevenson was about to show my fucking boy.
Oh yeah. Can you help me? Can you help me say Triple G? Triple G is a failure. Come on, say it with
That's slow off the clock.
Oh, that's it. Fuck. All right. Anyways.
Oh man. Free
Shout
low
out to
place.
Low
I don't
Place
know what
wherever
he
the
did.
fuck
Free
he
low
is.
place. Free low
Free
place.
low place.
Free low place.
I wonder where he is. I think I know where he is, but anyways.
I hope he's okay wherever he is.
Yeah. We don't.
Whatever they're accusing him of,
he's
he
innocent.
Do it, goddammit.
All right, let's continue with this list. Number 5.
Number 5, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Okay.
You got to give Terrence Bud Crawford, at least for me, I got to give him credit for he unified at 140. He came up to 147, got himself a strap against a very dirty fighter, and Jeff Horn. And he hasn't fought great competition, but look, the guy, I'm going on eye test and accomplishments, and so therefore he's in my top 5.
Acceptable. Number 4.
Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo. Because you know when Canelo is you know those people
Just write Canoli on the list.
I had Canelo 9-3 on Triple G.
You those guys who speak English and like they don't have an accent or anything, but when they say certain words in Spanish, it's like no, because you know Canelo.
Canelo.
Hey, this is Nopal. Remember?
It's Nopal.
Canelo at number 4. What are you doing?
All right. Number 3. This is very important, so don't disappoint us. Recognize.
Yes. Number 4. Give me 1 sec, all right, guys. Give me 1 second.
He's gonna make a change. He's feeling the pressure. He's afraid of what we're gonna say, so he's gonna change something. What are people? 121202LR in the chat says black Muslims scare you. What is this? What is going on in the chat, man? That's unacceptable.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Guys, stop it.
Praise be.
Johnny M says, who were Deontay's 10 title defenses against? Can any even
can
anyone even remember?
Once against Fury, once against Dominic Brazil, once against Deverne, Tahapa, Spielka, Eric Molina, and George Washington.
All right. Sorry about that again. I wish people would stop calling me. But anyway.
Too popular.
All right.
They want those DVDs that they say they don't work.
Oh, and Areola. I forgot Areola.
All right. Number 3. Número 3. All right.
Manny Pacquiao, the old legend, still whipping ass.
I can't disagree with this one though. Like I said,
I know who number 2 and 1 are.
Well, can I just say something? And I said earlier when I was, it was only Stu and I. Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman, and let me tell you, if Spence would have beaten Keith Thurman last summer, Spence would be like considered the number 1 pound for pound boxer by many people. I guarantee you that shit. But Pacquiao did beat Keith Thurman, so come on, he has to be in a pound for pound list.
Yeah, you would. Especially the way Pac did it. I mean, I thought, look, I'm sorry, I did not see a good fight. It was a good fight. Like, the rounds were pretty competitive, but blew out Keith Thurman.
Yeah. Number two.
Number two. This 1 and 2 is very easy for me. You could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I got Vasily Lomachenko.
Where the fuck is he?
Yo, Lomachenko is afraid of Miguel Berchelt. Because I'm no pal.
No, bro. No. He afraid of Javante.
He's probably afraid of the fat little half Mexican, half black. What is he? Is he Mexican or Puerto Rican?
I don't know.
I thought he was Dominican.
Hey, I'm gonna post on the screen a picture, and this is another reason why Lomachenko should be considered pound-for-pound boxer, and that's because of his sister, Anastasia Lomachenko.
You know what? I feel bad for him. Man.
That's his sister.
Anastasia Lomachenko. That is the sister of Vasily.
Lomachenko's sister.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I would do her. Even though he threw me in for doing it, I would do her.
His father.
I'll take my ass whooping for that. I'll take that.
That strawberry is pound for pound right there. That's got pound for pound DNA on that strawberry.
Didn't you say that her pussy probably smells like Coco Chanel?
I'll Coco that Chanel.
Listen, that father has pound for pound DNA. Okay?
I'm telling you right now.
That's superior genes right there.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. They're staring into the soul of every man's ballsack.
No homo shit.
Look, I want you to think about this. From Papachenko's balls produced Vasily Lomachenko and that. Okay?
We got to make a change to pound for pound number 1. We got to get Papachenko in there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to shock you guys. My number 1 pound for pound fighter, Papachenko.
No, Papachenko's sperm.
Let me write it down there.
Yeah, Papachenko's sperm. No. I'm kidding. He's the pound for pound champ. He's not even ranked. He's the franchise pound for pound champ.
1202
1 guy should be obvious.
1202 LR says, I bet she likes black guys. I would take it 12 LO.
That's the fantasy of
100%.
That's the fantasy of every black Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Every black power activist, black guys, they all want a white girl. That's their dream.
Mental illness.
Ain't no Eastern European woman interested in no black guys.
Unless you got super duper money.
If you got money and there's skin, then yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
If you got super duper money, you're in.
Yeah, when you got Lomachenko's money, man, he's got no chance. So fucking Roman Abramovich, Russian billionaires, that's the sort of guy she's going to be going for.
All right, so my number 1 guy is...
He's married to... No, who's that Russian billionaire that's married to Naomi Campbell?
Oh, no, man.
You know, who's that guy?
I don't give a shit about Naomi Campbell for 22 years.
Shit about anything, man.
Yeah, Naomi Campbell is washed up.
Yeah, man.
Get back in the 90s.
Washed up, man.
He's what I should be going for, because like I think he's a multi, but I think he's got worth more money than Roman Abramovich. I think he's worth about 15 billion or something. I'm stupid, man.
Fair play to the lad.
I know.
Number 1.
Of course, the guy that gives Vinnie Mac nightmares. The one that will be a nightmare for heavyweights like AJ and Wilder, especially. Usyk.
There you have it. Usyk.
Now, you said you could put a heavyweight in there, right? That's the heavyweight.
If you want, I mean...
If you're a list, you can do what you want.
That's the point of this show today, Butcher, because people are putting Wilder as their number one pound for pound, or putting them on the list at least. So that's the point of the show, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. That's the whole point. Is like, oh, if that's the case, change my list and put Usyk number one.
No, it's not. Listen, you can do whatever you want. It's
you can do whatever you want, but that's why we included heavyweights.
McGregor, if you have your own standard, you gotta like.
I
don't
stick to
blame
my
you
own
for-
standard.
Well, I think you said you don't put heavyweights, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't think I would have put him in if it wasn't for what he did at cruiserweight.
Pound for pound
Well, yeah.
criteria has always been to like differentiate the rest of the fighters from heavyweights. Because let's be real, outside of cruiserweights, ain't nobody beating a top heavyweight.
No, of course not.
Cruiserweights are pretty much heavyweights who make.
Unless you
weight.
got like the ultimate light heavyweight that could do that. You know,
Like
the
Arthur
ultimate
Beterbiev.
light heavyweight.
Beterbiev. That's a guy you might. Well, I don't know. He's 34.
I think he
Can
gets
he fight
knocked
a
out.
heavyweight? You think he can still fight a heavyweight?
No, I think he'd get knocked out. I think he's too open.
Yeah.
You need to be a very good boxer to stay away from these guys.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Unless you're in a Vander Holyfield, yeah, pretty much.
People, the phone lines are open. Call in. Give us your pound for pound list. I'm writing them down, so call in. You guys want to hear Vinnie Mac's list again? Crawford number 1, Spence, then Wilder. Wilder number 3, that's right. Then Canelo, Usyk, Loma, Taylor, Inoue, Beterbiev, and Triple G. Interesting list.
No pack.
Hold on, let me change my mic. All right, guys. In the meantime, well, Stu, do you have a list? If you want to get one ready or as you wish. What else? Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Boxing Archives and Facts says, the LTBC say Joshua Ruiz Stadium was built by African slaves. Yes, recognize. We talk. Well, you sent me a video, right? Talking about this shit. Apparently, the LTBC, they are complaining that the stadium built in Saudi Arabia was built by African slaves. I mean, it could be, to be honest. These Gulf states, they have slaves. They use, what is it from? Sri Lanka, I think, or India, Pakistan, other Southeast Asian Muslim countries. They take people from over there. But yeah, I mean, what do you want? Your clothes are probably made in China, but Chinese slaves, so what are you gonna do? Your Jordans, all your clothing and shit, like everything you buy.
My phone was made in a Chinese concentration camp.
Oh, yeah, you have it. So where they put
My
nets-
clothes are imported. Actually, from where?
From where?
From where?
Jersey.
Okay, man.
What's wrong with Jersey?
Wow, what a joke,
Is that
man.
a different country?
Yo, he's got Guido jokes.
Exactly. That's a fucking Guido joke, right? These shades are imported. From where? Jersey.
All right.
I love that joke.
Dick Justice says Qatar and Saudi Arabia have slaves till this day. Usually Asians.
Wait a second. Did he just call himself Dick Justice?
That's one of the best names in the history of this
Dick
fucking...
Justice. To this day.
Till this day.
So is the beef now that AJ's a racist?
To this day.
Yeah, they were saying, yeah. Well,
The Tafala.
Joshua is a
Isn't it called the
racist. Yeah.
Tafala?
Humble.
The Tafala.
What's a
Tafala
Jafal?
in Saudi
What is that?
It's like helping poor people, but I think they think it's like they're taking advantage of poor people and they're mainly black. I don't know. I don't care.
Is it a Muslim thing? Like a
It is a
black
Muslim
Muslim?
It's not specific to like blacks. Maybe They're remember, because in Africa there's a lot of Muslims.
Yeah,
Africa's
Nigeria,
Yeah.
Mali, I think.
Mao, Mao, Mao.
Mao. Diddy Mao. It's
But
a type
I
of
like how
slavery.
they don't
Okay.
complain about Andy Ruiz though.
They don't give a fuck, man.
He's the token black guy in this one.
Why is it with Batman?
Hey, hang on 1 second, Stu. I only got a minute here. I just want to pop in and say what's up. Hey, I got a fucking question real quick.
Go ahead,
What
Johnny.
time is it? I just got a question real quick, y'all, and give everybody. What fucking time is this goddamn Saudi Arabia fight start for me?
The main event will be taking place roughly at about 9 p.m. UK to 9:30. So that's about minus 6 hours for you, Johnny. So roughly about 3 to 3:30 p.m.
Wow. Okay.
All right, that's not too
Not bad.
bad. All right, at least it's not on no fucking Donaire and Oe shit. I was just gonna say. So I gotta wait up till 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I was just wondering. Now I feel you UK people's pain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
do it for the next 7 years, and you might be able to feel the pain.
Oh.
I'll make you feel the pain, you fuck. No, I'm just playing.
What is it with that hat, man, and his fucking love for Anthony Joshua? It's getting a bit cringeworthy now. I watched the videos the other day, and he's like, oh, the only reason you guys hate Joshua because you're scared he's going to come for your chimney and pinch your girlfriend off you and stuff. That's not sort of... What's he on about, man?
Stu, it's called views. It's called money.
Do you reckon that's where he's going with it?
100%, mate.
Well, it's like 78.
He's got very commercial though, isn't he? I've noticed that been very corny, very clickbait.
Join me today on my Patreon where I discuss things about being a nightclub bouncer.
78 Sports TV here, man. You know it's 5 popping, 6 dropping, Vice Lord for life. Man, these fucking white boys be hating on Wilder, and they be praising these little midgets like Lomachenko, nigga. I can't take it no more. Fuck out of here.
My mama was a boss. My daddy was a boss. My grandma was a boss. It's
All
like
right, y'all.
78 Sports here. Oh, excuse me. That was a burger that I ate earlier.
Thanks for the donations.
Yeah.
Keeping McDonald's in business since Super Chats began.
Hey guys, yeah, go ahead.
I can't give Lomachenko no props, man. They ain't trying to give the brother Deontay Wilder props, so I can't give Lomachenko no props.
So you admit that Lomachenko is on your pound for pound list, but you're just not gonna admit it.
Yeah. Man.
Hey, did you guys know that his mama was a boss? His daddy was a boss? His grandma was a boss?
His grandma was a boss.
But at the same time, he was a victim of white supremacy.
Yeah,
All at the same time.
That's
you
a good
You
point.
need to breathe really heavy though when you're doing it as well. Like, you need to make it sound like you're
Mama was a boss. I was a boss. I don't care about your culture.
My mom's the boss. I'm better than all of you. I ain't from the
I'm
same
not oppressed.
class. You coming in here begging?
I'm not oppressed.
78 Sports here.
Sounds like Michael
I
Jackson.
know you're wondering why my voice is so soft.
All right, Joe, I gotta bounce. I just wanted to say what up. I'm on cigarette break right now.
All right.
All right.
All right, take care, Johnny boy.
All right, bro. Peace.
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 My mama was a boss. Ma.
My father was a boss. My grandfather was a boss. I know you're wondering what the fuck is happening to my voice. It's disappearing.
His balls are gone.
That boy, he's fat as fuck too, and he got that little voice.
Fuck, that must be like shitty.
You got a little man's voice.
Shout outs to Lincoln and Kennedy.
Lincoln and Kennedy? Abraham Lincoln and JFK? You like those? You like both of them?
Not as much as Fred.
They should give us credentials because we're soldiers.
So wait a second. What's the beef? He's boycotting. He's boycotting the PBC.
That's bullshit, bro. He was at the fucking fight a week later. What's he talking about?
He's gonna lose that battle because nobody on YouTube is gonna support him.
You know what Sean Newton said in kind of makes sense though. You know, Fox was bought by Disney, right? Like Disney owns them right now, and you know,
Disney owns
On too.
Fox.
They also
they
own
do.
ESPN.
Okay, yeah.
And ESPN.
It's more like a family kind of thing, like Disney. I mean, obviously they're not. They own a lot of like Marvel and stuff like that, but I don't know. They don't want these people to be like. And talking about the LDBC, they don't want them around, like talking to their fighters and asking all these questions, making it racial. I don't think it's in their best interest right now. So we're gonna slowly like keep these people away, I think. I mean, well, you want a guy like Fred running around. You know what? Apparently, he had an altercation with Keith Thurman's father, where he grabbed
Sean
his.
Porter's father as well.
The what?
He also had an altercation with Kenny P.
Oh, really?
I'm totally lost here.
Oh, we're talking about Fred. Barbershop.
Let's stop giving this motherfucker shine. Let's stop giving him shine. It's a publicity stunt. Let's walk away.
Barbershop.
Author of the book. Why did I sleep with him?
What? Oh, he slept with a guy? I mean, it should happen.
Yeah, that title is so like that's fishy, man.
So wait. So he's admitting he wrote a book about him sleeping with a guy?
I don't know what that book's about, but the title is kind of weird.
But he said why. Okay, so it's titled "Why I Slept with Him." So
It's titled that. It doesn't mean that he actually slept with a guy.
Yeah, supposedly he's married and shit.
It's kind of like pointing out like the mindset of women or something.
It sounds a little gay to me. Yeah, it sounds gay.
You think it sounds a little bit gay?
No,
I think it sounds a lot gay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Homo alert. Homo alert. Homo alert.
Where Stu's from, that's the type of stuff that'll get you dragged down to a field and have your Nike stolen.
Oh yeah, the fucking pigs will soon eat them.
You just see
GM Strong says Disney
the next day.
GM Strong,
But just a little bit of hair with fucking hairspray on it. That's all it'd be.
GM Strong says in the chat, Disney owns parts of Fox, not the whole company, correct? Would Rupert Murdoch give the mouse everything? Yeah, it's true. It's not. I think the movies and all that Fox, that part of Fox is going to Disney, but yeah. But anyways, point is like it doesn't matter. You're the PBC. You don't want these people running around backstage and shit. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't think they ever watched their channels. They just looked at the views and goes like, oh, okay, they have this much views, subscribers. Yeah, I'll give them a fucking press pass. But I think they started listening to their content and went like, what the fuck is this? Like, these people are insane. Imagine they listen to that 78 fucking video. My mama was a boss. I was a boss. You know, it's all racism. Man, I'm not a victim, but racism. And like, so which one is it, first
What's
of all?
my prize, by the way, Bucho? I listened to the video and I didn't laugh.
Yeah, you get a prize, alright. We'll discuss the price.
I just shook my head.
Bucho, can you Google Troll Willow movie and tell me that it's moving? Tell me that's not Fred's twin. They are identical. Ron Howard is greatest of all time. Troll Willow. Let me check that out. Wait, what? Alright. Let's put this shit on the screen.
Fucked up bullshit, man. That's some fucked up bullshit.
This? Are you talking about this shit? This monster?
Yeah, he's talking about the troll from Willow.
Oh, Willow, the midget. Yeah, I remember that movie.
That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
He has a point, though. Kind of looks like him, though.
There's a fox. What's wrong with these people, man?
All right, guys, the phone lines are open. Call in, give us your pound for pound list.
Speaking of pound for pound lists, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's get Stu in here. Let's get
Stu here. Let me just restart this shit.
At number 10, I have Manny Pacquiao. Now, I'd like to put him a bit higher.
Oops.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
He hasn't even deleted the list.
Yeah, I'm still deleting all the names.
For fuck's sake, man. Hurry up, Butch.
Jesus, people are getting restless here. All right, but all right, here we
Butch
go.
Cassidy and Sundance Stew.
Number 10.
At number 10, I got Manny Pacquiao. I'd have liked to put him a little bit higher, but
what?
I think the Keith Thurman win's a very good win. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, if we could do an all-time greats, he'd be up there as well, because he is. But we're talking about now the recent. The Thurman win was a very good win, but Keith Thurman been out of the ring quite a lot. Well, I don't know how long it was. It was fucking about 2 years, weren't it? Inactive. He was fading badly anyway, Thurman. His last few fights, I'd seen him fading. Seemed to have lost that spark. It weren't the Keith Thurman of old, the Keith one-time Thurman that we all knew. So he was on the downslide, should we say. So the win's good, but not enough to get him any higher for me. Because Pacquiao, like I said, the Jeff Horn defeat, it's only been Broner and Matisse other than Thurman, and they don't get you pound for pound.
All right.
Status.
Acceptable,
So, yeah.
acceptable. Number 9.
Sorry for explaining that one a bit too long, but I knew people would say, "Oh, you got Pacquiao at 10-4, you should be a lot higher." But
people are already giving you shit in the chat.
Number 9, Stu's a red coat.
Yeah,
I'm a fucking communist. 78-inch waist TV. Right. Number 9, I've got Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor.
Like I said, when you enter tournaments and there's nowhere to hide, you get extra points for me. It goes, and when you look at the fights he's took and so little fights as well. What's he had? 16, 17 fights, and look what he's achieved. Unified champion, Muhammad Ali trophy. He's had good wins against
Ring Magazine champion.
That's it. And forget the tournament, right? Victor Postal's a very good win. Without the tournament, Miguel, the first man to stop Miguel Vasquez, so he's number 9 for me, and he deserves it. Been a good year for him. Number 8, I have Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev. The guy just gets better and better for me. Yeah, another one that hasn't had many fights, but still, instead of getting like 39 cans on his record, like Deontay Wilder, this guy stepping up to the plate quite quickly. He went through a bit of a lull where he wasn't fighting much, not very inactive, promotion problems. But now he seems to be busy now. And, well, the Vosnik win was a great win for me. And that alone gets him in my top 10. So, yeah. And like I said, he just gets stronger and stronger. And he's going to be a very hard man to beat. So, number 8, Beterbiev.
Okay, number 7.
Eddie Golovkin. Still got to put him in my list. Still a great fighter. I don't think he's as good as he used to be. I mean, that's proved. I think he gets hit too much now. A lot of people would think I'm mad for putting him in there because they say he lost to Derevchenko, but I had Golovkin winning that fight. Yes, he wasn't at his best, but when you look, he took Canelo to the trenches. Canelo's toughest fight by a mile. Look how easy Canelo dispatched of Kovalev. Even though some people think that was a fixed fight, I don't. So I'm going to go by what I saw. And Golovkin, Canelo would never do that to Golovkin. So it still shows he's a great fighter. So number 7, going to be Golovkin.
All right, number 6.
Inouye. Inouye's number 6 for me because he entered the tournament. Yeah, again, gets your points. Devastating puncher. Didn't hide from anyone. He's beat some very good guys as well. The Donaire fight was fight of the year, or one of them. So for me, Inouye's proven that he's a pound for pound fighter now. I know there's a few guys that probably wouldn't agree with that, but it's just on the eye as well. Inouye's very good on the eye. He's tough as well. Punches hard. He just does everything well. So for me, Inouye at number 5.
Number 6. Now you go to number 5.
Number 6, sorry. Number 5 now. Oh. I'm going to go with Francisco Estrada. Because I think when you see Estrada's record, and like I said, the ones he has lost, you could say he probably won in some people's eyes. Then to do what he did to, was it Rung Versailles that he fought?
Yeah.
I mean, schooled Rung Versailles, and we all know what Rung Versailles did to Chocolatito. So I know for me, I think Estrada beat Chocolatito. I don't know about you. What do you think?
And I think the Chocolatito won that fight, but it was a long time ago. So
yeah. But like I said, we're still talking about pound for pound, and they're still fighting. So yeah, I mean, probably a bit high, really, but I think the Rung Versailles, because I had Rung Versailles 5 or 6 anyway. I think last year because he really impressed me. So, and I think Estrada's proved that he's an elite fighter. So yeah. Maybe you could put him down a couple, but I don't mind him being at number 5.
Now it gets interesting. Top 4. Oh boy.
Terence Crawford.
Be careful because people are going to go... Crawford? Crawford number 4.
Terence Crawford. Same reasons Mark picked him. Exactly the same reasons. You've got to give him credit for what he's done. He unified at the title, which we don't see much. It's a poor division, but he still did it. And... on the eye, he's very good as well, and I suppose he's trying to get the big fights. It's going to be hard for him because he's the other side of the road, sort of, or the street, shall I say? But he's definitely done enough for me to be in the top 4. So number 4, Terence Crawford.
Somebody said better have Spence in that top 3. Well, he's not having. He's number 4 on Stu's list. So
you better leave now then. You better leave now then. Number 3. This was a tough one, really, because the top 3 are just all special. It's just what you like. But Mark sort of summed it up with Usyk as well. Like, this guy is, when you look at his resume, he's a road. Everyone he's fought was on the road, and that alone is hard to get a win on the road because you've got to do double the work to get the win. You've got to make sure it's a fucking clear victory, shall we say. And he's done that. He's gone to some real hostile partisan places, like Latvia, Poland, Russia, the Ukraine.
As a Ukrainian.
Exactly, Ukrainian in Moscow. Yeah, good luck with that one. And it's not just that. The Tony Bellew, the atmosphere that night was fucking electric. It was one of the best atmospheres I've seen in a boxing event.
And he retired Tony Bellew, by the way.
Yeah, well, Tony Bellew's the best fighter who's ever fought in his life. So you've got to put Usyk there. I have my reasons for picking the other 2 above him, but I'll get to that. But yeah, number 3, Usyk.
Okay. All right. Number 1 and number 2. Holy shit. Go ahead.
This is going to get controversial.
Yeah,
now.
it's already getting... That's just already getting a bit crazy, though.
Yeah, number 2, Vasyl Lomachenko.
Whoa.
Lomachenko speaks for himself. What do you want me to tell you? That the guy's electric, that the guy is a special talent. And I know a lot of people don't like it when people get too hyped on Lomachenko. He's nowhere near as good as you say he is. Hype job. If he was black, you wouldn't even say that. Nothing to do with it. The guy is just a pleasure to watch. He's gone up the divisions and dominated. He makes people quit on their stools. He's a puzzle that no one can solve. And yes, he's had his dodgy nights where he's not been at his best, but every fighter's had them. No fighter turns up 100% all the time. It's a lie and a myth if they tell you otherwise. So for me, I mean, I don't have to sit there and explain his resume. We've got
exactly.
You
already said a lot about Lomachenko. It's just no need to explain. Somebody's saying, where are all the black fighters too? That's a good...
Did you hear me just say Terence Crawford? Are you fucking deaf?
It's true. I just look at a list. Crawford's, what is he?
Said Terence Crawford about 3 minutes ago.
Like, oh man, these people just want to complain.
Just to keep that clown happy. Number 1, Jamel Charlo. How about that? How's that for you?
That's like, no man. People just like to complain. Seriously. But anyways,
look, it's like, this is just how it is, right? If this list was, say, 10 years ago, they probably would all have been black. But right now, the American fighters they're not fighting anyone. They're not fighting who they should be fighting. I'm not saying they're not good enough to be on this list. Of course they are, but they're not fighting the right people. So I'm not putting them on there. How can I put Terence Crawford ahead of Usyk when Usyk's gone all over the world? Unified a division which was a lot harder to unify than Crawford's for a start. Yeah, Olympic gold medalist to go around his neck as well. Where's Crawford's?
Stu, now they're saying that you just put one that's a cop out. Like
again.
You only put one like black fighter, and that's a cop out. That's a good cop out. I only have one.
There isn't any that deserve to be above. What have they done? Look, you want to go with Errol Spence? What he done? He beat a Gamby-legged guy who got stabbed in the leg and had a fucking fractured eye socket from Triple G, yeah, in Kellbrook. And you want to go with the Sean Porter win, who lost all his big fights.
You know, they act like
Errol Spence.
Who
You want to
should
give
we
it to J-Rock?
replace? Give
Is that what
us
you
more
want? The
black
dude who
fighters
got
then.
knocked out by fucking Jamal Charlo, who's lost to Korobov, and then he got knocked out, right? And then he goes on and he gets a win over Jarrah Hurd, who has no defense. Fair play to you, bro. Who else do you want to put in there? Gervonta Davis, his best wins against Pedraza.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Who lost to Zepeda, who lost to Terry Flanagan.
Yeah, let's put Devin Haney in there, the fucking WBC champion. Get out of here.
Yeah,
You know,
let's put him in there because
whose best win
he said he wants to fight Lomachenko.
I keep seeing these comments in the fucking. Hang on a second. I keep seeing these comments in the chat. Stu's EDL pound for pound list. Stu's EDL. I can tell all this shit about EDL. You don't know me, man. I don't need some cards like that. They're fucking dumbos, man. I'm not about white. I'm no white power guy, man. I'm no white power guy. I've sat here and fucking have been defending Dillian White all week. You know,
here's the thing.
I defended Joshua when he got called a pussy last night by someone. I defended him. So just because I haven't got fucking see, if I put my list, Charlo, Davis, Spence, Crawford, Wilder, they'd be at my arse right now, wouldn't they? That's my boy. Go on, Stu, get him. Get out of here, man.
And can I do something here as well? I'm gonna do this real fast. Pacquiao's on the list in number 10 place. You know why he's there? Simple enough. He just beat Thurman, who beat Sean Porter. And he beat Danny Garcia, who Sean Porter won that belt from. Spence has a win over a beaten Sean Porter. Thurman already did that, and Pacquiao beat him. So that's why he's there. Taylor?
You're lucky fucking Crawford's even in there after that performance against Amir Khan. And let's be real, gammy leg fucking Benavides caused him all sorts of grief, out jabbing him and beating him in the fucking exchanges at times. But as soon as his leg went, it was a massacre. But at the time, he was getting out. Go on.
Go ahead, Steve.
Go ahead, I'm finished. Go ahead.
All right. And then you got Taylor, right? Taylor just won a tournament. In his last 4 fights, he beat people whose combined record was 97-1. 3 champions, unified. Won 2 belts, the Ring Magazine Championship, beat Regis Prograis, beat Ivan Baranchik, another unbeaten fighter, beat Ryan Martin, who was done up on drugs and banned for 5 years because of how many drugs were in his system. And then he beat Victor Postol, whose only loss at the time was to Terence Crawford, also on the damn pound-for-pound list. You've got Beterbiev, who beat Alexander Vojtic, who retired the longest-standing champion in the sport in Adonis Stevenson and became a unified with lineage. You got Golovkin, who had one of the most dominant middleweight runs in the history of the sport, and then he beat Danny Jacobs, and most people were like Danny Jacobs at the time was the number 2 and had a robbery draw with Canelo and whatever you want to think about the other one, right? Then he beat Derevianchenko. The only person who holds a defeat over him is the guy who's about to go in probably at number 1 here. You've got a new a 3-weight world champion, unified in one with the Ring Magazine belts, won a tournament, has overall 12 defenses through 3 different weight divisions, and you've got Estrada, who beat the former number 5 pound for pound, who beat the number 1 pound for pound, and he arguably beat the number 1 pound for pound, prime for prime. And you got Crawford, 3-weight world champion, unified. Undisputed 2-weight lineal. You've Usyk, who did it all on the road, undisputed. You've Lomachenko, 3-weight world champion. So why is Spence not there? Because one division doesn't cut it and he didn't beat any of the best guys while the rest of them did.
Couldn't have said any better or any faster. That's exactly right.
Well said, Mark. Well said, mate. Could have said that better.
And I want to say something to the people in the chat who disagree with it's Stu's list, by the way. It's like it's subjective here. But anyways, tell us who to take out and who to put in there.
I haven't even given you my number one yet.
Yeah, exactly. They were complaining. But
here we go. Everyone get their look. You watch now. The fucking chat are gonna go and get their tampons ready to plug the bleeding. To plug the bleeding when they hear Canelo's name mentioned at number one. For me, resume speaks for itself. For a start, on the eye, superb to watch. Does everything good. Has a fantastic chin, knockout power. Beat Golovkin in one of them fights. Yes, he lost the other one, but I think that was a Canelo that didn't believe he could win the Golovkin fight in the first fight. I don't honestly believe he could win that night. But the second fight, look how the game plan changed. He just stood he stood in there with Golovkin, it's right in front of him, and then beat Golovkin up. He pushed Golovkin back, and Golovkin struggles to fight in the back foot. I think he didn't, So for me, that win alone, and then to go up and beat Kovalev. I'm sorry, if you're going to bring these conspiracy theories up, then I want to see evidence. Just call me Judge Stu. I want to see evidence, and I want to see facts, and then we can change this list. But until then, Canelo Alvarez is number one for me. I mean, look at even Danny Jacobs, really good win. Danny Jacobs win. Golovkin also amazing win. Kovalev's an amazing win. To go up from middleweight to light heavyweight. I mean, Golovkin, he's never thought about doing that in his life. Look how long he's been at middleweight for. He could have done that. And I bet you he would have gone up and beat Kovalev as well. But he never took that chance. He was happy to go down and fight fucking didn't go down, but happy to bring Kell Brook from fucking welterweight to fight him. But he would never thought of going to light heavy to fight Kovalev. So you have to give Canelo credit for that. And that's why he's above Golovkin on number one.
Criticisms to your list. Inoue got exposed by a donaire Rigo whooped years ago. That's somebody saying that. Somebody else said, what did he say? That Canelo hasn't.
Why don't Rigo go in there with Nui now and see what happens? So all these triangle foods. Put get Rigondeaux out of fucking retirement or wherever he is, because he never wants to fight, and put him in with Nui and see how long he lasts. How about that one?
Canelo loses to slick black fighters. Floyd.
Inue's a light flyweight. He came up in division to go into that fight. Donaire came down one division for it. So shut up.
All right. Canelo loses to slick black fighters Floyd and Lara, afraid of Andrade as well. Canelo hasn't fought anyone under 30 years of age in 3 years. He's cherry picking at this point.
Listen, let me tell you something now, right?
So is Wilder.
I'll tell you this now, right? It doesn't matter who Canelo fights right now. He's beaten them because he's better than the rest of them, and by a long way as well. Do you think anyone in that middleweight division? What would happen to Charlo if he fought? Who are you going to bring up? Andrade. Andrade gets slept in 3 rounds. That's if Canelo doesn't drag the fight on like he usually does. Because if he wants to, that'd be over even sooner. And what about? Come on, I want to hear these American names from PPT who are going to trouble him. I'll tell you what, bring Spence up, right? And put him in with Canelo. I bet Spencer wishes back in that Ferrari hitting that fucking wall.
Joe Lopez says, put Salido above Lomachenko.
Yeah, well, that's a fucking morons comment.
Wow, somebody's calling you dumb motherfucker.
Who said that?
Somebody in the chat.
But dumb motherfucker?
Yeah.
Well, tell me his name then. Who is it in the chat?
It says, Johnny M says, Canelo needs to fight Bivol Plant to prove his ASS. What? His ass? To prove his ass, I guess. He put like a apostrophe. This speaker is a dumb motherfucker. Wow, we can't insult people like that, first of all.
Listen, that comment was as dumb as it fucking gets. Fighting. Who's he got to fight to prove himself? Did he say?
No, he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he did before. I'm not seeing it right now.
Okay, yeah, because I can't see it.
12:02.
Listen,
yeah, go ahead.
He's
my number one, and that's that. Right? He's proved.
I mean, they got Deontay Wilder number one. How is having Canelo number one crazy? Like, you got Wilder. Some people got Wilder at number one. So how the fuck is Canelo Alvarez, who has a way better resume, crazier than that?
Good point. Jonathan Morrison in the chat says, Bivol beats Canelo, J-Rock beats Canelo, most top light heavyweights beat Canelo. So everybody beats Canelo. I like heavyweight, yeah. But
Are you
J-Rock?
telling me J-Rock, who got absolutely star-signed by Jamal, beats Canelo? Are you having a laugh, mate? Are you having an absolute laugh? He gets rocked out. He gets J-Rocked and torn. Canelo would kill J-Rock. Put a guy in there with a questionable chin against Canelo when he's smaller. I'm fucking out.
Has he even fought at
He
160?
knocks all of them out. He knocks all of them out. Every one of them in that PBC he knocks out. Every fucking single one of them. Put him in there, he's destroying them. They know that. How many of them guys are calling out Canelo Alvarez? Come on, let's hear it. Not one of them. They don't even want Golovkin. They don't want Golovkin.
Jean-Pascal called him out, but then again, he's a light heavyweight, but that was before the Cole fight. But we're talking about PBC fighters from 154 to 168. They're not calling out Canelo from, well, maybe some of them, but for sure not J-Rock. I mean, J-Rock's still at 154, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but to be fair to J-Rock's not talking about moving up and fighting. He's like, look, I got business to take care of 154. He's never even talked about Canelo. So
yeah, okay. So
now the guys that have talked about him, like Jermell Charlo, Andrade, who's just fucking boring as fuck. No, I don't think Canelo's gonna knock those guys out. They're gonna fight on the back foot. They're longer. They're gonna use their jab. They're gonna lose on the scorecards because they're boring as fuck. And Canelo's gonna be the aggressor, going for it, and he's going to get the win. So,
I mean,
I'm not interested in these fights. I'm not interested in these fights.
Paul in the chat says Canelo Charlo is only a 7-5 fight for Canelo. He's not that good. I mean, it won't even go 12 rounds. What are you talking about? Canelo fucking knocks Charlo into next week. I'm telling you that now he does. So what's you get mad at me because I've got him there, but find someone who's going to beat him, and then I'll take him off the #1 spot.
No, he wouldn't be able to go toe to toe like the way Golovkin and Canelo did. That's not going to happen. He can't fight. He can't fight Canelo like that. Canelo, he gets the better of it because he has faster hands.
Charlo's sloppy as fuck, bro. Charlo is sloppy as fuck. He'll get countered. He'll get taken out in devastating fashion. I'm telling you.
Not only that, I don't think he could take that kind of beating, Stu. I don't think he could. He's not built for that. Look at his thin chin. Look at his thin build. Like he has no resistance in that chin, that neck. He's gonna get blown out.
That pound for pound list. It's like I said, you won't see 2 pound for pound lists the same sort of thing. Everyone's got different opinions, but that's my list. I'm happy with it. We'll see how it goes. This time next year, it might be a different cat fish altogether.
Tiny Miguel Cotto went 12 rounds with Canelo. Well, he wasn't that tiny, to be honest, and
these guys, because they're fucking stupid. They haven't seen the improvements in Canelo Alvarez because they don't understand the sport. They make out they fucking do, but they obviously don't. They're probably trying to compare the Canelo that fought
Floyd,
Ricky Hatton's brother to the one that's now. You can't or the one that fought Floyd. They keep mentioning Floyd. Put Floyd in there with Canelo now and see what happens. He's a different monster. I mean, this guy's just beat Gennady Golovkin. Get that into your skull. The guy's talent. Look what he did to Kovalev. You can talk about fixes all you like, man. He got knocked the fuck out, Kovalev. And Kovalev was a big favourite of mine. I like Kovalev, but I can't just sit there and pretend it didn't happen. Where's Mark gone? Is Mark still there?
Yeah, Mark's fell asleep.
No, I'm still here, man. I'm just taking a piss.
What do you think about this?
I'm gonna set up the phone calls.
You had Canelo Alvarez at #1 as well, didn't you, Mark?
Of course I had him at #1 as well because I'm not fucking biased prick. I don't like Canelo, but it's hard to go against him. Unless you want to bring... And I know people will be like, oh, that just means you're saying you're biased if you're against Canelo. No, I'm just saying this. If you're being just purely objective on paper, and looking at the results and the style and everything, and you take it all into consideration, career for career, the only person on any of these lists who can touch him is Pacquiao, and he's ahead of him. career for career. Other than that, and in their peak and prime, which Pacquiao ain't, Canelo.
The resume speaks for itself, and the kid's like not even 30 yet.
He won't be fighting deep into his 30s. He started boxing at 15.
But he don't need to though.
No, he's gonna get old faster because he's got a lot of mileage. You know, it's gonna be like Benitez. Benitez got old pretty fast. He started
What
at 15.
happens if in his next 6 fights, though, he beats guys like Charlo? Let's say he doesn't, Billy Joe, and he beats a Plant, and he beats a Benavidez, or maybe even fights a Bivol or whatever. Are people going to keep doubting him? Are they still going to say, oh no, because this was in there, and this was in there, and this was in there? These same people who won't bring up the fact that there were rehydration clauses in Floyd's ones because they're fans of him, or people who won't bring up that Pacquiao used rehydration clauses, or people won't bring up that Cotto used them, or fucking De La Hoya's used them rehydration clauses during his career, or Mosley did it, or Bernard Hopkins has done it. They're never going to bring it up. They're not going to bring up the fact that fucking Ray Robinson did it too, or that he wouldn't fight specific guys and he cherry picked because he avoided the Black Murderers Row.
Everybody, you can nitpick their careers if you really, really wanted to.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not no big
you can
fan
do it to anybody.
I'm not no big fan of Canelo. I'm not a big fan of Canelo. I told you guys what I thought, and I'm sticking by that. But to deny his resume, I think that's stupid. Come on. His resume is up there. I don't think he's top. I don't think he's the number one pound-for-pound fighter on my list. But to say that he don't belong as a top 5, all right, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but like that's kind of like just saying, you know, all those names means nothing to me. I mean, he fought a lot of people. He's building a resume like fucking Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya fought everybody. Now, he came out on the losing end where Canelo's coming out on the winner's end. Yeah, like you got to keep that in mind. He is fighting everybody. He's fighting all these guys.
I want to know who the black fighters are that he's meant to be ducking. That someone says in the chat. Who he's throwing away his belts to duck away all.
But what do they mean by ducking? Like he's got guaranteed. Listen, the guy's gonna make $35 million for the next 7 fights.
I didn't realize he fought Danny Jacobs. You know, a little while ago.
Right.
All right, guys. We're gonna take a phone call here. 470, you're on the air. 470.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Are y'all talking about the pound for pound list, or just is Deontay Wilder on the list?
Well, that depends.
Pound for pound
Depends on the list. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
both.
He's not on my list. That's for
Wilder,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah, Wilder, absolutely not.
Racist.
And then I heard y'all talking about Canelo. Canelo,
Yeah.
Look, I like Canelo. He's the top guy, arguably top guy in boxing. I think the first 4 guys, I think of the last list that Stu had up. To be honest, based on the eye test and the resume, I have to say Usyk. The other guys, they got like they got a little bit of a flaw, like Loma. You know, it is what it is. He's got that one loss. Crawford, his level of competition has dropped since he got to welterweight. And then Canelo, I mean, the dude's got the resume, he's got the fights, but there's that little smell of corruption surrounding his career. That I think that's what it is. Where people, I mean, if you just looked at the resume and the fights, you'd have to give it to Canelo. But I think people can, you know, they've seen with their own eyes what's happened in some of his fights. I'd say with like Lara in the first fight with Triple G, where it just
he won the Lara fight.
You know,
you think you can't keep mentioning that Lara bollocks, because let's be real, that was a dreadful performance by both of them. But Lara ran all night. You cannot win belts doing that. For me, Canelo did enough with the body shots alone to win that fight. So I suppose it's opinions, but you can't use that Lara. It doesn't put Lara in there with Canelo now and see what happens. Canelo has improved massively. You know, fighters do improve. I know you hang on a sec. You mentioned Salido loss. You mentioned the Salido loss about Lomachenko. Oh, he's got a loss, Salido. Well, get Salido back in and see what happens now when they fight. fighters improve, man.
No.
Sometimes defeat can make them better.
I'm saying in the top 4, if I'm evaluating them, at those top 4 elite guys, if I got to look at their strengths and the weaknesses, it's there. I'm not saying that he would beat him now or what. I'm just saying, you know, if I've got to rank those 4, you know, what's the criteria, and that's what it is. With Canelo, you know, that Lara, that was 50-50, I guess, depending on what you like to see in a fight. But that Golovkin loss and then the PED, it's just all I'm saying. I'm just trying to be objective and say how I would rate them. Just trying to be as objective as I could, you know. And I would probably put Usyk 1, then probably go with it's tough after that. But Usyk is the only guy that I see out of those. I mean, he unified the cruiserweight division and he won the tournament. So I would put, he's the only guy that I see who doesn't have those, you know, minor blemishes is what I'm trying to say. That's all.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, you got every right to say that as well. Because, like I said, not everyone's going to agree with. But for me, that top 4, you can't really go wrong with that top 4. I mean, obviously you can change them around how you like, but they definitely deserve to be there for me. I mean, I know you talk about Crawford. I think Crawford's done enough in the past to stay on there. I know it's been a poor year for him, but yeah. And with Canelo, like I said, that Kovalev win, going up from like 1 minute you're middleweight, next minute you're up to 175, fighting a very dangerous guy in Sergey Kovalev and getting the stoppage win. I mean, not many middleweights can do that. So you've got to give Canelo credit for that. That's why he just
Fixed fight.
Until you bring the evidence.
Fixed fight.
Hey, Canelo's walking the streets still until you bring the evidence, and then I'll lock him up.
I'm taking him down, Stu. I'm taking him down.
He's on some fucking Tony Spilotro bow sort of thing.
I'm taking him down, Stu.
I'm looking for the X-Files song, but I can't find it. Anything else, caller?
Just want to know where this Deontay Wilder pound for pound list talk is coming. I mean, this guy, he's getting the push. You know what I'm saying? He's getting the push right now from the media and everything right now. So, I mean, the things that I've heard, you know, I've seen him, you know, being ranked above Ali. And they're talking about him being the greatest of all time. Is just shocking. It's mind-boggling to me how they're trying to push this guy on the public right now. Have they reported his pay-per-view buys from that fight last weekend? I mean, they're just going overboard with this. I hope AJ wins next weekend, so at least be a little bit of a counterbalance, because I feel like everybody's jumping on the Wilder bandwagon since he's like the last. He's kind of seen as the last unbeaten guy, you know, even though he drew with Fury, but he's seen as like the last man standing, you know. So I think that everybody's just riding with him right now until somebody knocks him off. So, but absolutely not on the top 10 pound for pound list.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all I got, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for the phone call. Take care.
I agree with the caller. They're hanging on to Wilder's nuts because the rest are not doing anything. They're not fighting anybody, and it's hard for them to hang anywhere else. To be honest with you, so they have to hang on Wilder's nuts. And if he gets beat, it's gonna.
Yeah, I'm afraid for their fans. I don't know how they're gonna react because some of them seem to be very emotional. So it's gonna be interesting.
There's gonna be, I think, domestic abuse will definitely go up that night. That's for sure. I'll take it out on someone.
I gotta go to the bathroom, so take over for a bit.
Right, yeah, let me have a little read of the chat. Let's have a look. Let me click onto the chat. Right, what we got here? Savage is here, in here today. Some people have Tank Davis in top 5, says Hawker Mustang. Yeah, I don't know why either. J Rocks gets sparked by Canelo in 3 rounds by L Dog. Yeah, I agree with that. If Canelo wants to turn up, sometimes Canelo carries the fight for a while. I don't know, to get the rounds in for the
fight ends when
TV
Canelo wants.
What?
The fight ends whenever Canelo wants the fight to end.
Well, there you go. I think Mark said it better than anyone else could. Exactly the point. Against people like who's been fighting. Just but the Golovkin's probably the only one that can happen in because he's got a fucking granite chin. But anyone else that's getting slept. Mr. Pigeon, Mike Tyson, saying exactly Mark. So he obviously believes what you're saying is true. Down here, Ellaby is gay, says Mr. Pigeon. Oh, not really bothered about that, to be honest with you. Ellaby do Ellaby.
Even if he was, so what? You know, full well, if he's doing anal, he's getting the full ramifications of those massive nostrils.
Oh, definitely.
Oof.
Definitely a fool. Definitely a fool. Ellaby could handle a foursome on his own, can he? With them
That's a cross I wouldn't want to bear, man.
Oh, no. Paul Johnson, I've seen him crying in the chat. What's the matter with Paul now? He's on about the Charlo Canelo fight that I've already saw and already read. 1202 LR says, why does Canelo dismiss a fight with Andrade, then calling him boring and unproven?
Because he's fucking boring. He's going to literally run. Who cares about that fight? I want to see somebody go in there try to knock Canelo's head off. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. But that's going to play into Canelo's hands because I think it's best when people are trying to throw with him. When you run around the ring like fucking Lara did, he struggles then, but because he has to plant his feet to land his shots. But I think he's a lot better on his feet now. His defensively has improved a lot. His understanding.
Here's the thing: you're not going to get a win. You're not going to get a win in a close fight against Canelo. Definitely not fighting off the back foot. That's not going to happen.
Hand History Vault says pound for pound. This is his list. Spence at 1, Canelo 2, Crawford 3, Wilder 4, Salido at 5. Get out.
He's joking. Listen to me.
I'm not reading.
He's joking. He's a mod on my channel still, and he's a mod on T Street. This guy knows his box.
He's not getting any time off me then. I'm not reading that. Shepherd of the Bay boxing, that was years ago. I don't know what he's talking about. Kovalev was drained, old, and didn't come to fight. Not Canelo's problem. Not Canelo's problem. It's still. Do you think in 50 years' time, when when people like Mark, say Mark's grandson, is reading magazines, and he looks at the records and sees Canelo getting a win over Kovalev, do you think he's going to think, oh, Kovalev he went himself on the night and all? No, it's not. He's just going to look at the record books. He's going to see Canelo knocks out Sergei Kovalev.
Unless he's a weirdo like me, Stu, and he goes in through like 700 different articles.
Yeah, well, that was as weird as you when it comes to boxing, Mark. You're on your own there, brother. But you know my point. That's what I'm trying to say. It's still in the history books. It will say that he got knocked the fuck out. And like I said, he was a champion as well. Kovalev was still a belt holder. Whether you thought I thought he was finished, to be honest with you. But he was still a belt holder, so he was still a good win. I mean, no one else was rushing to fight Kovalev. Let's be real. Canelo went up 2 divisions to do it. Very impressed. Do you want to take over for a sec? Read some comments or whatever.
I can't read right now. I've gone into my Bucho state of mind.
I go back.
Are you pissed up here?
You want me to read the comments?
Don't mind, man. Either way, yeah, you do recognise.
Where am I at?
Let's see.
Oh, good list.
What the fuck's going on in the chat?
Good
Bucho,
list.
what are you doing, man? Are you like eating your backpack that you're packing for Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Are you packing for Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
He's packing a bomb in that backpack. That's what he's fucking doing.
Are you gonna participate in the ceremonial beheading?
Yeah,
I can picture it now, innit? Breaking news. Canadian man.
He's beheaded in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Canadian man fucking arrested in Saudi Arabia, found with a pound of cocaine. King Butcher is the rumoured name. So I mean,
don't bring any alcohol into that country.
Taking a pound of coke with him.
No, I'm gonna be a Yarafat. What's it called? Recognize?
Kafala.
I'm gonna go there for work. No, but yeah, I should be.
Hey, just when you go there, say alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Hey, listen. Obviously, the ring girls are not going to be allowed there. So who's going to hold up the sign? I better fucking Eddie. older
No,
than
hold on.
Paul.
I think ring girls are allowed there. They're just not allowed to be scantily clad dressed.
Yeah.
Apparently they're not there at all. They're not there at all, man.
No,
They
no,
have
no. I've heard
burqas.
different.
They have burqas.
They're wearing burqas too.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I'd rather a woman in a burqa than some fat middle-aged tosspot walking around with a ring sign saying, "Here's your fucking peanuts as well" on the go at the same time.
Hey, talking about drink car girls,
That's
did you
what I'm
guys see
saying.
that?
Someone
Did you
like
guys?
Dan Raphael holding the sign up. Do you know what I mean?
Did you guys see that fight that happened in one of those Scandinavian countries? It was like two women boxers, and the referee was a woman, and the ring card girls were ring card men. And it was pretty weird. So that's what they did over there in Sweden or something.
Oh, fuck Sweden.
The fucking the nation of cooks and pussies.
Nation of Greta fucking Thornburg.
Hey, Stu, if they start showing like the transgender Olympics, would you watch that?
I watched the transgender Olympics.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The fuck kind of question is that?
Deep down, Butcher, you know me a while now, right? You know me well enough. What do you honestly think?
Would you cut your Sky subscription?
Telly would be probably through the window on the fucking floor. The fuck do I want to watch that for?
Hey guys, imagine they start putting those type of fights in the undercards of fights that we actually watch.
Hearn's corny enough to do that. He'd put anything on. He'd put fucking versus fucking what's it, Caitlyn Jenner. He'd put that on. He would.
Well, yeah, I that's true. But didn't they try to ban? Hold on. Didn't they try to ban ring card girls in the UK?
On the darts, they did.
No, they were saying
On
they
the
were
darts?
and they got told to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Remember the darts players used to walk down the aisle with the ladies, didn't they?
Yeah.
But the feminists jumped on it. You know, the ones that don't shave their fucking armpits and all their minge hair, and them disgusting slobs. Them ones, right?
You know,
They
the
jumped on the
NFL tried to
bandwagon
put,
and
the NFL tried to put male cheerleaders in.
Oh yeah.
No, it didn't work.
No
Didn't
shit.
work. Yeah, didn't work out for them.
I mean, are
Did
these
not
people
work out.
stupid or what? Like, do you think that's actually gonna pick up? Like, they're so
It's not gonna
disconnected
pick
from reality, man.
Yeah,
progressive
okay.
politics is on its way out. Even the youngsters are getting sick of it and thinking it's corny as fuck.
It's it's disgusting. You got these football players, right? They interact with the cheerleaders. I could see them like telling the male cheerleaders, "Yo, stay the fuck away from me." Like,
Don't even look at me, man.
Don't even. You look at me, I'll bust your head wide open.
Let me tell you
Don't
something
even
now,
look my
right?
way.
England is full of lefties and full of snowflakes and stuff, but I don't think England's ready for some male fucking cheerleader. I don't think we're ready for that yet.
But you see, like in city, in it's a little different. Like America's it's really fucking big, right? There's certain sections where they're for that stuff. They're for the global homo, agenda, and there's other parts of America that are not. They're clearly not. You know?
I mean, I can't see that happening in places like Memphis and places like that, can you?
No. They try and they find out the hard way, and it's the people that they think won't do it. That's the guys that will do it for sure. They do a bad job. Look. The snowflakes these SJWs try to, they're activists for minorities and gays at the same time, and the Muslim religion all at the same time. Don't you know that Muslims don't like gays? Like that's like blasphemy.
Yeah, it's a contradiction when they try to help.
So
Yeah,
you're
they
trying to make
support-
them friends.
yeah.
The Muslims looking at you like, yeah, fuck that homo right there, though. I don't want him next to me.
The thing is that these fucking progressive politicians, right? They're so wrapped up in this fucking fluffy little world that they're living in. They don't realise that they're a minority. The way they're thinking, no one's on their side. They're willing to lose their seats. There's a woman in the UK. I can't remember her name. She's as fucking ugly as they come. Hideous fucking creature. And she's an MP at Birmingham, and the Muslims are protesting because they're teaching that LGBT shit in the classrooms for
Oh
Europe.
yeah.
So the Muslims are protesting, and this politician basically saying, we don't, if you don't like it, tough. We're going to be teaching these kids that everyone should be accepted and all that, like, all this fucking snowflake stuff. Well, what you don't realise is when the election comes up, which is in a few weeks' time in the UK now, she's gone. She's lost her own job. So they're so, it's like CNN. They're willing to fucking burn in fire, so they can have Don Lemon spouting that shit every night. You know what I mean? It's just like they don't care anymore. They're just so obsessed with this progressive politics. They're willing to fucking walk into their own demise to preach the word, sort of thing. It's a joke. They're obsessed.
Mr. Pigeon Mike Tyson says he lives 10 miles away from that school. Interesting.
Who does?
Mr. Pigeon Mike Tyson in the chat.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Lobito Dan Boxing Gonzalo says that there's a lot of gays in Iraq. We all know he served in the army. That's interesting.
Yeah, but how safe is it?
He says, yeah, he says, I remember watching those dudes holding hands. But that's what they do, I think, over there, though.
That's religious, though. I think you might. Okay, even if there are gays in Iraq, how safe is it for them to like really walk the streets of Baghdad or whatever? I can't imagine that it would be like really safe.
This way, they're not walking around with a wig on and a leotard, are they? Let's be real.
But meanwhile, they make all these European countries the worst countries ever. Oh, you got to be more acceptable. Oh, you got to be more acceptable to our way of life. It's like, yeah, you're fucking walking out with a wig on and heels, you fucking ugly pervert.
Oh God,
and nobody's killing you.
All by the way, the views are whatever. Fuck the disclaimer. Just look at the disclaimer. 1202 LR says, all you casuals couldn't answer me why Canelo wants to fight boring, unproven Billy Joe Saunders, but not Andrade, and his reasons not to fight him was that he's boring and unproven.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that, please?
Yes.
Quickly.
Yes.
Okay. Billy Joe Saunders happens to carry a fan base. Look, sometimes life is not fair. He was born in the UK. He's gonna have some fans. He has a personality. Not that saying Andrade doesn't. I get it. Both their styles are kind of boring, and I think that they should fight each other. But if I'm Canelo, yeah, that's probably the guy more or less I want to fight. If I had to pick between Andrade, look, get it out of your head. Andrade's not beating Canelo. He's gonna fight off the back foot. He's gonna tap, tap, tap. And even if you feel that's enough to win, right? Fighting off the back foot, tapping, so he won't get hit, he's not going to get the nod. Okay? Same thing more than likely with Billy Joe Saunders. He's going to probably try to do the same thing too. It's not going to work out for him. If he tries to get busy with Canelo probably wins that battle easily. Okay? So
he's laughing at you for saying that Saunders has a fan base.
He has a bigger fan base than Andrade.
UK people, they travel, man.
I mean, you laughing at yourself, really. You should go in the mirror, point at yourself, and laugh.
Yeah, British people, we've seen them travel anyways. They'll travel for fucking most UK fighters.
Yeah, of course they would.
Unless it's like the Gale or something like that. But Billy Joe Saunders, he's not the Gale, right?
Let me ask you something. Besides the 10 people that may have talked about him on social media, besides that, who are Andrade's fans?
They just mention his name because,
he's a black guy. Yeah, I know. Because he's a black guy.
If he was a black, they wouldn't be mentioning him. Like they wouldn't care about fucking Andrade.
Dude, his only way of winning the fight, is to knock Canelo out. That's not gonna happen. Get the fuck out of here. If you believe that, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, but who said that Canelo wants to fight Billy Joe Saunders? That's not true. That guy's been wanting to fight supposedly Golovkin and Canelo for many years. Has never gotten to fight. Who said?
Yeah, I don't know who said it, but there were a few articles mentioning that was a possibility. No, unless I'm
It's a possibility because Billy Joe Saunders wants that money fight.
Yeah.
Nobody else aside from Billy Joe Saunders calling out Canelo. There's no indication that Canelo said, "Yeah, I want to fight that guy." So I don't know what that guy's talking about in the comments.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, who knows? He might fight Andrade. Why not? It's true. There's no indication that he's going more towards Billy Joe Saunders than Andrade, though.
People just hear like a headline in the comments of like these websites, and they fly with it. Oh, he's ducking because supposedly somebody said this, and this is what everybody's supposed to believe.
Well, Boxing Archives and Facts says Eddie Reynoso said they are interested in Billy Joe Saunders. They said it this week. So,
well, there you go.
Very interesting.
Billy Joe Saunders is a lucky man. He's gonna get a nice paycheck. He's gonna get a nice paycheck. You know.
Yeah.
It
seems like Andrade is becoming a boogeyman now.
I'm gonna take a bet from here on out. The next 5 fights of Canelo's career, you're not winning a decision. The only way you're gonna beat him is by knocking him out. Billy Joe Saunders is not knocking out Canelo, and definitely Andrade's not doing that either. Okay, so boxing fans, you're kind of wasting boxing fans' time talking about Billy Joe Saunders or fucking Andrade.
Yeah, and if you really want to be objective, it's because they did say this. If we want to follow the line where we're being objective. He's coming down from 175 to 168. He's not going from 175 back down to 160 in one fight. So at 168, we have Billy Joe Saunders. We don't have Andrade. Andrade's at 160.
Now, Canelo has said that he can go back down to 160. Now, like you said, would he do it like after he fought? He just had one fight at 175? I don't know, but he did say that he can have any type of fight between 160 and 175.
Yeah, he's fighting at 160, but not immediately after this fight.
Yeah, possible. And then 1202 also said that Canelo did say that he's not interested in Andrade because he's boring. So
yeah,
boring.
Yeah, he's 100% right. I'm not saying it's right, but Canelo's in it to make money. Okay, that's what he's in it for at this point of his career. Andrade is boring as shit. Okay, that's how boring he is. I'd rather see paint dry than watch him fight.
Yeah, realistically, I don't see no reason why Canelo would duck Andrade. Andrade's longer. Yeah, he's awkward. But he's a boxer, counter puncher. Basically, he's got abilities. But he's also has a chin and faces a lot of punchers. I would rather face a boxer than a puncher if I got boxing ability myself. Because I can trade with that guy. That guy's not going to hurt me. So that means I'm not going to run away from him. I'm going to pressure him. Yeah, it's complicated either way, but
it's not wasting time. It's not wasting time fighting Andrade. I want to see Canelo handle that style again, like Lara. See if he can legitimately win. So,
hey, listen, good show.
Yeah,
he'll batter Billy Joe Saunders, mate.
No, he's talking about Andrade.
I think Billy Joe deserves a shot ahead of him.
Oh, me too. Absolutely, yeah.
Andrade doesn't have any good wins on his resume. Can't think of one.
Yeah, his style is just like Lara. He says, "Look what happened when Lara faced Canelo." Yeah, but Billy Joe Saunders is equally as he's a pure boxer as well.
Nothing like Lara.
So why Andrade specifically, not Saunders? I don't understand. Like, what does Andrade have that Saunders? I don't understand.
Nothing like Lara at all. He throws wide shots at Andrade. He's very open to counter shots. Canelo's a master at counter shots. Counter punching is his number one gift, I think. He is his best puncher in the world.
Yeah. Mr. Pigeon is saying Andrade is Willie Monroe in disguise.
Yeah, I want to see that headline where this guy's talking about that Eddie Reynoso said that, because I don't think I heard that, because I pretty much watch everything. I haven't heard him say that.
Okay.
Maybe it's just guys saying that to remain relevant on the chat.
Are you saying we're giving him
I'm starting to be the
attention?
guy that doesn't believe everything
He's
he
getting
hears
too
from
much.
people.
All right, hold on.
I've been that way.
All right, guys, we have a phone call here. 910, you're on the air. 910.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steven Schneider. I agree with Gonzalo. I'm starting to not believe what I hear from now on anyways, either way. I mean, there's the narratives and all the agenda pushing and everything like that. We see fights not being made that should be made, and we see fights where we scratch our heads and we're like, man, get the fuck out of here. But anyway, that kind of put me off on a tangent. But when I called in to say what I said was, basically with Canelo and everything, I think that Eddie's pushing that motherfucking Caleb Smith or whatever, that Smith brother, that big gangly weight bullying motherfucker. I think he's gonna push that fight next with Canelo, and I think Canelo really ain't gonna have a problem with him, especially if he didn't have a problem with Ryder. Like me and he's trying. A lot of people think Ryder won that fight, so Canelo's gonna fucking destroy him. But that's not the thing. Like, I think a better fight, which we won't see because boxing fans seldom get what they want to see, which would be maybe like a better Bia versus a Canelo, which would be a fucking awesome fight. But we're not going to get that.
You're asking, come on, you're asking a bit much there, Stephen. I know you don't like Canelo Alvarez. You're fucking asking him to do that. Come on.
There's no point.
Yeah, Stu is right. I shit
yeah.
on Canelo a lot. He sees it in the chat.
Yeah, it's not. I don't mind you not dislike. I don't mind you not liking him. But come on, man, you can't expect him to go and fight Batelli.
I'll give him his respect though. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off mid sentence. I will give him his respect. Like, the dude on paper looks amazing. I mean, like, if we ignore the weight clauses and the diva shit, like, the guy, he's like, all right, for instance, in my pound for pound, my top 5, which I'm starting to really not even want to do it anymore, but he is definitely in my top 5, like maybe even 2 or 3. Like, he's an amazing fighter and boxer, but there's so many asterisks and everything, and I really don't like I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like Dillian White. Like, dude popped hot, and there's a lot of shitty shit going on with him, and I like White a lot. Like, I really thought White – I still think White gives Wilder problems, right? But he has that thing. Like, I'm really harsh on people that pop hot, and until you, like, pop hot, like, you get a pass. Like people are like, oh, what about Manny Pacquiao? Well, yeah, okay, but he hasn't popped hot. Has he done PEDs? Probably. I mean, a lot of evidence points towards it, but he never popped hot, so I'm not going to shit on him. So, innocent until proven guilty. But I get Stu's point, like my double standard, and like I'm maybe like shitting on people when I shouldn't shit on them. I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
Really like, bro. It's just you've got to say what you see. You're not going to fall it. These Canelo haters in the chat. Oh, Canelo's this, Canelo's that, Canelo cheats, Canelo he drugs fighters, Canelo fights for pro fights. You're not going to fool me. I can see in my own eyes. I'll know myself. Some of them things are true, but with the drugs, they're all in there.
All right. Steven, do you want to give us your maybe top 5 pound for pounders?
Oh God, top 5. I really hate this shit anymore. Especially I was talking to Mark about it and everything. So I took the heavyweights out of it. I don't put heavyweights in pound for pound anymore, actually. And Mark had a really good reason. But anyway, I guess my top 5. Oh fuck. Obviously Loma. Obviously, Usyk. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I'd probably, I guess in my 3rd, I would put
Crawford.
I guess this is kind of controversial or whatever, but I'd put Beterbiev in there. I think he's a monster. I think he's underrated. I think he deserves more fame and glory than he's getting. 4 would probably be 4. I don't know. Those are my 3. I'd have to
that's
think about
fine,
4
man.
and 5.
Makes sense.
But those are my top 3. But yeah.
Yep. Anything else?
Oh no, man! I'll I'll let you get back to the show, man. I'm like 8 beers in. But
all right,
all right, man. Yeah, I appreciate what y'all do, and keep up the good work. And the panel is awesome.
All right, thanks, man. And call back again if you want later. All right, take care.
All right, brother.
That was Steven Schneider, and who's always in the chat, a loyal BDA supporter. Yep. About the Canelo, the whole Canelo discussion. Who should he fight next? We have no goddamn idea. He believes, Steven Schneider believes that Canelo can beat Callum Smith pretty easily. Now, listen, Callum Smith, sure, he didn't look great against Ryder, but fuck, he looked devastating. Like, he has a lot of power against, what's his name again? George Groves. I wasn't expecting that shit. I don't think most of you weren't expecting that. He knocked him the hell out almost. Like, so, you know, it's I don't think it's a foregone conclusion over here. But who knows?
We'll give Callum a pass. Why am I getting echoed?
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to come off.
No, it's me. It's because when I take phone calls, I need to change. Go ahead.
I'm going to give Callum a pass on this one. I mean, yeah, it was a poor performance, but every fighter's got one of them in them now and again. So he's been a bit inactive, you know. So I'll give him part of that one. But I don't think he beats Canelo Alvarez. I just don't see it. Like I said, I don't see many people beating this guy right now. He's in the peak of his career, and he's strong, and he has the talent with it. It's not being just strong. You've got to have the skills, and he has them in abundance. So, yeah. I just, like you said, with that John Ryder fight, with the John Ryder fight, Ryder gave him problems by getting inside him and throwing hooks and fucking uppercuts and roughing him up. And Canelo has all them tools in his arsenal, you know, and he's world class at them. Canelo throwing a hook, Canelo throwing an uppercut, world class. I mean, Canelo's just too good for Callum Smith right now, like he is for most of them.
So Stu saying Canelo is unstoppable. There you have it, people. Canelo is unstoppable.
No man's unstoppable, I suppose. Every man's beatable. But the Canelo I'm seeing at the moment, unless you got to keep away from 175 division. I don't like the idea of him fighting Beterbiev and people like that. But if he stays around 160, 168, none of them guys going to get near him. It's too good, too strong, too seasoned.
All right. Guys, we have Jimmy on the line. Jimmy, what's up?
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yep. Let me turn your volume up a little bit. There you go. We're talking pound for pound here, but I just want to get your thoughts on the Wilder pay-per-view numbers. Have you heard anything?
I heard that it was just shy, right? The last I heard was just under 200,000. Around 190 or 92.
Okay.
I mean, it's regardless. It's fucking bad. It's real bad because think about it. It was guaranteed money. That DAZN offer was huge to Wilder because what it did, whether he took the offer or not, it was a win-win in a way because it forced Heyman's hand. Forced him because he couldn't just turn to Heyman and say, listen, call his people. First, there was rumblings about a year ago when it was a lot of the heat that was heating up between Joshua and the back and forth with Joshua and him. There was a lot of rumblings about Wilder was upset, wasn't feeling he wasn't getting the fucking the promoting and whatnot. People weren't doing, and he was right. They weren't. Nobody was fucking promoting the kid. Maybe that's why he said some of them stupid things. So then DAZN turns around and offers him that money. And Wilder supposedly was literally a cunt away from taking it. The only thing that held it up, I don't know if this is true, was they wouldn't tell him what Joshua was going to get paid. If they would have said, this is what we're going to pay Joshua, it was going to be a done deal. He was going to sign the deal, take the DAZN money. But the last minute, Finkel wanted to know what fucking, what are you paying Joshua? And what to me it's kind of stupid because it doesn't really matter because you're still getting 120 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you want to count other dude's money, whatever. So he was pissed. Of course, he's going to take that information back to fucking Heyman, who's not easy to get a hold of. It's not like they call Heyman directly. They call, his secretary, which is funny too, because he surrounds himself with them. His lawyer's white, his fucking little a redhead, freckled faced fucking kid. His execution who handles all the media is a white broad.
Oh.
It's just funny, you know what I mean? I just think that's kind of funny. It goes to show you, he don't give a fuck about. He just wants the money. But so now it forces his hand. So what are you gonna do? Okay, you're fighting Brazil. Now think about that. He was fighting Brazil. That was a walkthrough. Everybody knew he was gonna beat him. It was just a question of what round he was gonna knock him out, right? He got $20 million for that. So that fight, that fight lost. I mean, they took a bath. Took a fucking bath, and there's no way Showtime paid that kind of money.
No.
So he's taking money, he's floating credit. He's taking money. The PBC is still up for sale, by the way. Still trying to sell that. They're trying to sell the name. They took all their merchandise. PBC patented a whole bunch of shit, shirts, gym bags, protein powders, all the shit. Like, remember before I said I don't know how they could have approached Waddell and Reed with just an idea. Without anything, they had it all written. I mean, I guess it was an incredible presentation, a line of clothing and all the stuff he was going to have. Because you have to have, if you don't have something proprietary, you know what I mean, to make money off of, it's just a name. So, but that was all. If you go to the page that you can look up different things. All the shit under PBC has been abandoned. It says right in the thing, abandoned. So they gave up on all that, and they gave up on it in 2016. So within a year of fucking the launch, they had already abandoned all their shit they were going to. Because remember, we've all talked about it. How come you never saw any hats, jackets? You know what I mean? They have stages, but you guys don't have hats, PBC hats. It was just weird. But anyways, so Deontay said $120 million, so he had to pay him big money for him to stay. So he said, okay, listen, I'm going to pay you $20 million for your next fight, regardless of who it is. Wilder's like, all right. He goes, so we're going to start looking at $20 million of payday. For everything, you know what I mean? So, like, fine. So if he figured 4 or 5 fights as close to the 120. Plus, he wanted to be loyal to Heyman. I also heard he's pretty buried into that contract, but it was close to being up. But so he got $20 million for that. For this way, he only got $4 million for Fury, so that was a $16 million guaranteed payday. Then he got $20 million guaranteed for this fight. So, like, I just saw the kid broke it down pretty good. Actually, I did the math one, but if it was $27 million, not even talking about the $3 million Santa Cruz got and all those other purses, just the fucking guaranteed money for the headline was $27 million. If they sold at $75 a piece, they have to sell 320,000 pay-per-views just to make that. But now here's the caveat. You got to double that because the carrier, the pay-per-view carrier, Fox, instantly takes 50% right off the top. So now that 320 PPVs has to jump to 360. So it has to go up to 720.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
720,000 just to break even. Anything after that was gravy. Wow. So if they're selling 200,000, you ain't gonna tell me that Bill Wagner Monday morning wasn't at a fucking meeting. It wasn't like, wow, we put. Rumor has it that it was equivalent because, of course, when they put ads on their own network and between football games and whatnot, they really did push the fuck out of that fight the last week. Yes.
Why did Fox go along with this?
Well, because it's not Fox isn't on the hook for the money. They just get they're going to be pissed because they're going to be pissed because they were expecting. Like, remember, if they see that Wilder's getting $20 million. So they're fucking, okay, what's he's getting? So that's 27. So this dude has to, if we're getting 50% and him to cover the fucking nut, this dude's expecting to sell 750,000 pay-per-views. So in their head, I'm telling you right now, they're writing everything off. They're projecting numbers. Even if they say, we might not do that because it's closer to Christmas. It might do between 5 and 7. So think about the money that they didn't lose, but they didn't make. But they're going to look at it. But the money, I'm sorry, I'll let it go. I'll get it. I know I've been rambling, but they put a lot of advertisement in, but they only did it for a week on the shows and whatnot. But anyways, it took a bath. So where does he go from here? Where is he going to get the next 20 to pay him? That's all I'm saying. Who's going to pay his? Well, they're hoping that Fury, because it's, you know what I mean, all that. But anyways, I'm sorry, dudes. I know I was rambling. I haven't talked in a
No, it's
while.
great, man.
So,
No problem at all.
but
It just shows you
hey,
how
Stu, how you doing, brother?
How you going, fella? You're right.
Good, brother. How are you doing? How's everybody, man? I'll let you guys talk now, man.
Just shows you how incompetent
I gotta.
they are, Fox, because anyone with a brain, anyone knows anything about boxing. It's funny how me and you knew this, Jimmy. Me and you know that there's no way that Deontay Wilder's getting 750,000 buys on pay-per-view. We know that. We don't work for Fox. We don't work for PBC, but we know that. Why don't these guys know that? If they're putting up that sort of money up. Didn't they think to look into it and see, well, this is the numbers this guy's getting? I mean, I'll tell you what, something very fishy going around. Something very fishy going around. A scam.
I know a lot of people like to shit on him, like to just because everybody likes to shit on people who know a lot of shit. But you know the guy Rick Glazer on Facebook, he's mostly high on. Dude, that dude is almost always within 20,000 of on the pay-per-views. Like supposedly, like top ranked people have hired him to say, because he has a feeler. I guess over the years, 27 years, he's established a bunch of hardcore fans, and what he does is he emails them. He sent 1,500 or so of these hardcore fans throughout the country, and he emails them a week before the fight or a month before the fight, different times. Are you going to buy this fight? What have you heard? And from that, he formulates if it's going to buy. He said it was going to do 240. So he was actually on the Boxing Voice, and it was like fucking. It was like chalk to the foot. It was like nails on a chalkboard to hear though Ness trying to like, but if you say that, then you mean this, and like trying to conflate what he just said with some other weird angle. It was actually painful to listen to. It was just like this fucking fanboy was heartbroken because everybody who called that show, I heard for like a week, he was asking anybody in the business. So what do you think? How do you think this is going to do for pay-per-view? You think he's going to pull over 5? He's going to pull over 5? But probably closer to 1 million, right? I mean, he was just going berserk. Oh yeah, dude. So he had, and so what happened when Glazer said, he goes, that black guy Mike says to Glazer, so what do you think he could do to get to that pay-per-view stardom? And Glazer coldly says, nothing. He's not a crossover star. Basically, he was hinting around the fact he went too militant with that to this day bullshit. That doesn't endear you to middle America.
Jimmy, I said the other day, he's unmarketable. You can't really. The companies are looking at him thinking, now, do we want to be associated with this guy? Some of the things, the way he behaves. Like you said, that comment didn't help him, but nor did the one that he said he wanted to see a man die in the ring.
That one hurt him the most, I heard. I heard that one. Because think about it. If you're an enemy of whatever company endorses him.
We are in a snowflake era where people lose endorsements, lose their sponsorships for the smallest of things these days, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. And,
10 years ago, too. Not even like recently.
Yeah.
They'll find out shit you said 10 years ago and fire you or.
Exactly.
So, yeah, exactly.
So I've got a feeling that's what it's down to. I think he's just, like you said, he's not a crossover. He's not marketable because you can't have your brand associated with a guy that wants to kill a man in the ring and tell him what.
And the shit he pulled at the hotel room.
He said that he wanted his kids to see it as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I want to cripple a man in front of and then he attacked Brazil family with his knucklehead brother.
Oh, yeah. Marcellus.
And that whole, Marcellus and shit. Didn't he get starched in the first round?
Yeah, he did. By the way, I just want to thank Steven Schneider for his contribution. He says, good to have you back, Jimmy. Stand-up guy. All right, thanks, Steven.
Thank you, man.
Now, Jimmy, I do believe with the Fury fight with the good dance partner, he will sell. But how will that work? Will it be a cross promotion like Lennox Tyson? Or
absolutely. Absolutely. You kidding me? Heyman's gonna hand the reins right over to Bob. Absolutely, because Bob's the man. You know what I mean? Like I know he fucks around too, but you got to look at the environment, everything going on. Too, it's hard to make fights with Heyman, but he'll once the fight's made, because think about it. Why is Heyman making that fight, right? Like, if you look right down all the other belts, I can't even think of another champion who's going cross-promotion and doing it. I was told that was part of the whole, he walked in, and basically Shelley Finkel said, make the deal. He wants to fight Fury. So he wanted that fight because he thought he was going to starch him. And, you know, that's why that fight was made, because he demanded, like, I want that fight. So any champion can make a fight if they demand it hard enough. But, yeah, no other champion's doing it. So, but, yeah, no, Bob will definitely, because Fury has cross appeal. He has the European, he has the Canadian. And
The
also found out,
WWE
too,
fan base.
you know why Khan always goes on pay-per-views? And it makes sense now. I found out because I guess out in the Middle East, because of his religion, the Muslim religion, I guess they buy a ton of it, but they can't get it any other way unless it's a pay-per-view. So that's the reason why they always put his fights on pay-per-view. Well, anyways, that's what Glazier said. I just thought that was kind of a weird note, because I was always wondering why every time this guy fights, it's a pay-per-view. But yeah, no, Wilder's, I just know the next thing is this Fury fight, which is guaranteed money, and it's going to get, you know, big cross promotion, so there will be money there. But after that, he better hope that Fox is giving another. But that $50 million is already spent. Showtime, you think Espinosa is going to be doing backflips? He is so fucking furious right now. And for Wagner to come out and rub salt in his wound in that interview with Mannix, to sit there and say, we'll let Showtime have the smaller fights. Basically talking about him. Yeah, basically talking about him in an interview like they were junior partner. Now, Showtime has made all those fucking PBC fighters. They've been carrying Al's water for years. And to suddenly turn around. So when the PBC originally fell, I mean, they had 5-year money that was supposed to last 5 years. That was their, you know, that money that was working capital for 5 years. They ripped through that in 2 years. So what happened? They went to Espinosa. Espinosa was able to bundle up, I was told, instead of they get quarterly money or bi-yearly for boxing, he was able to put the whole years together in 2016 and give it to him then to help him continue it. So he's been able, and then he found the Fox deal. But I'd be hard-pressed to see Showtime fucking throwing him any big money. Look to see the app thing go hard. I think Fox might try to turn to the app and try to do this, you know, same thing like the Zone's doing. But if they do that, they have full intention of making the PBC inclusive, standalone outfit, PBC belt, PBC fighters, that's it. Sort of like the UFC. That's what I was told, if they go that route.
How dangerous is that, though? I mean, can they even pull it off at this point? I mean, I don't know.
No, I mean, no. I mean, it's, for what? Until his crop retires? Who the fuck? What young fighter would want to be involved in that shit? You're complete. Now they have you by the balls. You got to do everything they say. You can't. It's like being a UFC fighter, which everybody says like terrible because they got you by the fucking cojones, you know. So yeah,
They've
no.
already
And
come out and said that they're doing 5 pay-per-views a year. Yeah. They're gonna rake.
But the thing is, though, exactly. There's the key. They're gonna rake in, but they just even though they didn't lose the money, Fox, they didn't make anywhere near the fucking kind of money that's gonna justify another Saturday night. Think about it. They could have probably made more on ad revenue on something, you know, on a fucking rerun or something. That's terrible. Under 200,000 for a WBC heavyweight champion, and it comes down to this: you can fucking fluff up and buff up a pile of shit. And I'm not saying Wilder is. I'm saying his resume is a pile of shit long enough, smoke and mirrors, and all the promotion you want and bullshit. When you fight bum after bum, and then you get up to that magical 10 defenses, which is a guaranteed Hall of Fame trip, right? And then you start fucking saying, "Wait a minute, dude." Then it gets to the point like, "Wait, Hall of Fame? What?" He lost every minute of that fucking fight the other day until he caught him with that right. You know what I mean, dude? It's one fucking slob after another slob. And Ortiz, for all his boxing ability, the dude's close to the fucking collected, you know what I mean? Whatever, the retirement fucking money. I mean, he's got to be 50 years old. So it's become to the point now. Think about how Heyman's dealt with things. In boxing, my whole lifetime is certain guarantees. 4 division champ, boom, you got the keys to Canasona. You're in Hall of Fame. Done deal, right? Fucking 10 defenses as a heavyweight champion throughout history is almost a guaranteed you're in. So he's flipping this shit upside down. It's like, wait a minute, Garcia, Santa Cruz, and fucking Brona. Would anybody on this panel put any one of those guys right now in the Hall of Fame? No way. Would anybody put fucking Wilder in the Hall of Fame? No way. So he's taking even boxing norms. Okay, Katie, I'll let you out. All right, buddy. Come on, sorry. Come on, it's snowed out, buddy. You ain't gonna go to, buddy. Yeah. So They fucking he's just so we can sit there and talk about it, and people can try to defend Heyman. But like I always said, after a while, the shit he does speaks for itself. Look at how he's put even guys he's promoted to those levels still don't. It's like because who they fought. He did stupid things like sign that deal with Barclays. That's what really hurt them. Really hurt them. You got to generate fighters in their own backyard. You get people talking about them. Fuck was everybody fighting out of Barclays, which I don't know if you guys have ever been there. I know fucking boy from New York, he knows about it. But if you're not from that area, it's not an easy place to get to. It was kind of when it's out from Brooklyn and shit. It just wasn't a smart idea. No geographical relevance to any fighter. It just was stupid. He's never had a sellout. Think about that. Since the PBC started, he's never had a sellout. That's crazy. But
that's right. Start them in their hometowns or near their hometowns.
Yeah. I don't understand like why they decided to pay him 20 million. How many fights are they supposed to like pay him 20 million?
Yeah, he's got to pay him 20 pretty much now as a guaranteed 20 every time he fights. That's what he's going to expect.
How many fights are left in the contract?
I don't know if he's got what kind of contract he's got him on. Like I said, I was told they're like Bibles. They're fucking like War and Peace. Their contracts are so thick. You know what I mean? So there's nobody in the PBC. Like you notice you don't see a lot of PBC guys doing ads. Did you know that under Heyman, that's Heyman got he keeps, I guess I was told, I don't know if it's true, but he keeps 50% of anything attached to those any endorsements, even if they did a local car lot appearance, he gets 50%. I don't know how long after, but so he's got his hands tied in everything. He gets 15% of the purse. So he got 15% of everybody's purse the other night, right? So if you do the math there, that's some fucking good money. Then he gets the percentage of the gate, and he gets a percentage of the fucking pay-per-view if it turns money. But regardless, he's making money. Even if it's money, borrowed money that it's, he's still making his percentage off it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's in the red. So, yeah, dude, he don't give a fuck about the sport. Everything he does says he doesn't care about the sport. He's in it to fucking pad in his bank account. He thought he could dominate it. It didn't come true. I think he's just riding it out. PBC is absolutely for sale. People can go online and see that. It's fucking absolutely for sale. And why is it for sale? What's that?
Jimmy, who'd want to buy that though, bro? There's no fucking money in it.
Exactly. So I know exactly. Try to sell it like, fucking, what are you going to sell? That old stage you're going to have to pull out and that Hans Zimmer music? Remember the pomp and circumstance when they first came out, all that bullshit? Now it's just, it's beat.
Maybe their only rescue idea is make their own app. See how that goes. Because pay-per-view's dead. Pay-per-view is fucking dead. I don't believe that they did 200,000. I'm sorry, I don't. They only did 200. How many thousand did they do against Fury? Was it 240, 250?
300, around 300? That's what I heard. Well, maybe that was Mike Coppinger.
I don't believe it was 200,000 at all. I believe it was less than that. I don't believe it was 2,500 like some people are saying. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Nah.
That's definitely not the case. But, yeah, it's dead. It's dying.
Well,
and like I said...
Imagine the PBC has Wilder, they're going to claim, right? Like he's worth something. But this pay-per-view just proved that he's not worth what people claim he's worth. So...
Maybe if they brought an app out, more people would pay into it, and because
That's what everybody's saying. Rick Lasia, everybody's saying pay-per-view's dead. Everybody I talk to, it's dead. This app murdered it. Do you know that ESPN has taken on 200,000 subscribers a month?
Wow!
Since it's flipped, yep. So with everything they offer, DAZN, they offer a bunch of shit too. I got both of them, both apps. But I ain't gonna pay $75 to watch fucking Wilder
one fight,
face out a 50-year-old until he could fucking catch him with a right.
People blaming it on the holidays that are coming. I mean, no, it's not only that. It's just that the opponent was garbage, and people can see through it, man. Can see through the fucking lies.
It's 40 opponents have been garbage.
Exactly.
And I think everyone that says about Eddie Hearn and DAZN, they've actually helped Deontay Wilder. They've done him a massive favour, whether you like it or not, because even them coming to him and offering him that deal has made Al Heyman pay him ridiculous money to stay that he can't give back, sort of thing. He's not going to earn that sort of revenue to pay back and get a profit from. So Heyman's cards have been forced, and it's helped Deontay Wilder because now, like I said, if he's getting 20 million, I heard it was 8 or 9, but if it's 20 million, then fucking hell,
That's insane.
It was guaranteed.
Isn't that
Yeah,
what they
guaranteed.
made against Trinidad or something? Like 20 million? That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah,
But like Stu just said, it's exactly what happened. DAZN forced his hands. He got $4 million for fucking Tyson, and like last two, he's gotten 20 each because DAZN, they knew. Fucking, I mean, he's in there saying, "Listen, they're offering me 120. That's cold cash right now." DAZN's got, I don't know who's backing them. I really haven't searched into it, but they got deep, deep pockets.
I heard it's like
They throw
Russians and
around.
shit. I don't know.
Oh, figures, yeah. Oligarchs, probably. Yeah.
They are actually putting on. DAZN are actually putting on very, very good fights because, and they've just started as well, because they could have gone down the fucking Heyman route and put on garbage and fucking stole all the money, skimmed off the top, shall we say, and all
True.
mafia stuff.
Yeah.
But skimming off the top, that's what Heyman was doing. But at least they're putting on. They've signed great fighters. They're overpaying these fighters, but who are we to say fighters don't deserve what they're getting? So
yeah, and there's a reason they're doing that fight in Saudi Arabia. That's a good market because those guys got deep pockets, like Jimmy was saying.
Yeah, site fees.
Yeah.
That's what Bob went for there. It's a site fee. I think they paid $35 million up front for site fee. So they're paying him $35 million just to have the fight there. Those motherfuckers, yeah, they throw around big money. But DAZN, if they play the cards right, DAZN in 10 years from now, they will be the HBO boxing. They'll be like because they were the ones that started this app thing, which I think is the direction of, I think, all sports, but pay-per-view's dead, Sue said.
Thank God. Thank God. And I think Floyd and Pacquiao helped that, though. That fight was the beginning of the end, I believe.
That should be announced soon. Pacquiao and Floyd.
Please, man.
I know.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
You were right, Jimmy, man. You said this like months ago.
Are you telling me that Floyd's going to come back and fight Pacquiao? Is that what you're saying?
Yep. He has to. He doesn't even care if he wins. He doesn't even care if he's out of shape. Trust me. It's about the money now. I mean,
desperate? Is that what you're saying, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, you got to pay. When you have money, you still got to pay tax on it, and you have I mean, look at just follow his Instagram page. The dude's flying all over the place, still buying watches. When you get accustomed to living that lifestyle, and suddenly think about it. His income stream is nothing. He has no endorsements. He has no sponsorship. He has a strip club and money. I mean, his last fight, he had to fight McGregor to pay his tax bill. Remember, his lawyer had to call the fucking IRS and keep the agents from taking his shit. They were ready. That day they were going to his house to start taking shit. That's how much. I mean, they're not gonna fuck around. You owe that kind of money. So think about it. He's gonna. I mean, I noticed you don't see those garage pictures anymore with the fleet of cars. I bet you those leases have been turned in. Most of those. So
he sold the car to Leo Santa Cruz just recently.
It's bingo. The leases on the plane. Oh yeah, he had 2 planes leased at one time. He had 2. I couldn't find lease paperwork anywhere. My girl is really awesome at looking shit up because she works at a law office, and nothing under TMT Promotions for a lease on a plane. So I don't know if he already turned his planes in too.
Quick interruption.
Yeah, that guy got a gambling problem as well, right?
Quick interruption here. Santos Ramos, thank you for the contribution. He says, Barbershop said Wilder would time Ali and beat him, and Wilder knocks out Foreman. Yeah, we know this guy's a joke. Sorry, go ahead, guys.
That guy's precious, huh? He's the dude who cried when Ward retired, right?
Yep. And the guy who's
Ward
now
called
going
him a
against Al
race baiter.
Heyman. He's pissed at Al Heyman because he doesn't get any credentials anymore.
Well, he actually never got credentialed for a PBC fight. That was the whole thing. He never got credentialed for a PBC fight. He would just get he would let him. There's 2, if you are like Dan Raphael, Steve Kim, those guys show up, they get front row, they get first questions. There comes a part when you're it is what it is. They would get scrums. That's what they're called. When basically the fighter walks down into the pit and a bunch of dudes stand around with their cell phone and talk to him. That's what he'd be relegated to. He wasn't up with the reporters in the actual credentialed media.
Oh, my hell no.
They did it to him once, and they got caught selling credential.
Yeah. He was complaining that why am I not getting first row seats? Remember, front row seats. He was complaining about it.
And he was going to turn
his.
He was going to turn 20 million people his views. He gets a month against them. Then you go to his page and he's gotten 20 million views total for every video he's ever made in 4 years. So the thing is, he says these insane things that can be checked in just literally seconds, and it's just bizarre. He claims to be a millionaire, and then he's arguing with people over $15 stippet. When he was out to dinner. Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, because he's very intelligent. He's a very intelligent person. You know what I mean? I've seen him in other things away from boxing. Like I watched the debate. He's a very articulate, intelligent person. I mean, he's got a master's. Oh, absolutely. He knew the end. All right, look at just today, and I'm not trying to make it political because I think this sucks because I just know I'd be pissed if I saw this and it was the other way around. Last weekend, a white actress, 43 years old, her 3 friends leaving a nightclub. A mob of black people screaming, "Get that white bitch!" They showed the picture on Twitter. Beat the fuck out of her. Nothing in the news. Nothing. Another Jewish man in New York. They've been black kids. It's become almost a fucking rite of passage in Brooklyn Heights. They beat Jews daily. Hit them with rocks, stab them, try to light them on fire. It's a joke. Minneapolis, Somalian gang kids outside of malls now. White kids aren't going to the mall anymore because Somalian gang kids just target them, beat them, steal their laptops, and you don't hear nothing. But you fucking hear a rumor of a white kid maybe snipped the black girl's braids, and it's on a fucking lead story. So listen, he's not stupid, and he was smart enough. The reason I brought all that up because it plays into the cultural narrative right now. Another thing, students, the conservatives, see that? It was just this week, that crazy broad. He's like, he opened a table at up in Binghamton, New York, at a university, and he had conservative literature on his table. The girls came over, a group of black girls came over, and some Asian girls, and they started throwing all the stuff into boxes, folding his table, chanting, "Get the fuck out of here." And then he's like, "Why? What? You don't even know me." And the girl looks him right in the face, goes, "What? You're white." Just like that. Think about that, brother. Imagine if that was a white person doing it. You're black. Think about it, dude. It's so he tagged into that. He sees right now it's fashionable to fucking shit on, hate on white people. And
they're feeding off of this hysteria that's going on, and they want
this
to
day.
This. Yeah.
You know?
And he brings it into boxing.
Yeah, well,
boxing is multinational.
Didn't you want to say, Gonzalo, something about Floyd Mayweather and his gambling problems? Does he have any gambling problems?
No, I just mentioned it's like a well-known fact that he likes to gamble.
Somebody in the chat said that they want.
For him.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were finished.
I'm just saying, I don't know how that's working out for him because people usually don't win if they're addicted to gambling.
That's a good point. And somebody in the chat yesterday, I think they said that they went to Floyd's Las Vegas strip club and it was garbage. So I don't know if we can. I mean, he's probably not making a lot of money out of a strip club, right? Especially in Las Vegas.
No, it's not on the main strip. I heard it's a side strip and stuff. And there's so many strip clubs in out in Vegas that, you know what I mean. He's just a cog out there. So
yeah.
But no, and actually, just to make a side note, I saw Mickey the other night, just for a few minutes. I was with him when we found out about that fucking, actress, his girl, or I think it was sister, was telling us about that. And I said to him, "What would you do if we were there and it was the other way around? We saw a bunch of white dudes saying, 'Get that black motherfucker.'" And I knew when I asked him what he'd say, he'd say, "Dude, I fucked around. What the fuck you guys doing?" He goes, "I tossed him a beating." I said, "Exactly. If I saw a bunch of white dudes attacking, I heard them attacking black people just because they're black, I'd be like all over them, like, you fucking scumbags." So the fact that all these black people, and it's on video, they're suing their nightclub to get the video, and I guess they're all laughing, taking out their cell phones, and they kicked this woman's face in, kicked her face in. She needs plastic surgery and shit. Not like they slapped her around. They beat this fucking woman, and her boyfriend knocked him unconscious. It's insane. And you don't hear nothing about it, but all you hear about is all the shit that half the time ends up being a hoax. If it's to this day, 400 years of oppression, white people are still so evil, why the fuck is it hoaxes? With all the cell phones, where's all the white people attacking black people that you can go online almost daily and find black people attacking white people now.
Yeah, with cell phones
Now-
now you can record everything, right?
Everything.
And
Where's
there
all
should
the
be, like,
footage?
a million videos coming out every fucking day or something like.
A rapper today, did you see that rapper today? Today on today's news, a rapper, black girl said, I'm done. Because she's angry that black people don't support her enough, and she's tired of going and dancing in front of white people. And she's offended that when she's singing her art, that white people pay to go and see and support because they're singing along. Because she's singing along with her lyrics, and she has nigger spurled in her lyrics, throughout her lyrics. So because white people say it when they're singing along with her, she said it offends her, and she doesn't want to dance for white people anymore. Imagine if a white artist said, you know what, I'm gonna retire. I don't want black people at my fucking. I don't want to dance for black people. Can you imagine that shit?
Wow.
This is what happens when you give a victim card. They play it and play it and play it, and then it becomes dangerous. And that's
Very
something-
dangerous, dude. I'm telling you right now, as a 50-year-old man, dude, it's becoming a thing, dude. I see people, and I'm talking guys who are hardcore non-racist, like I've known my whole life, who'll just throw down over whatever. They'll just, if you're black, white, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're their boy. You got their back 100%. Race never came into any of that shit because we were just poor. That's how it was. And to hear the shit come out of their mouth, whew, I mean, it's only so long. How long are you going to let white liberals who control the media, I mean, TV shows, they make fun of it. And now what happened? It's fervor. It's becoming almost a thing. And what's going to happen, they're going to target the wrong white people, but it's true. You see in Minneapolis, they always get the narrow-shouldered beater boy, and they beat him and take his computer. But they're going to do it to the wrong fucking dude, and it's going to get ugly. And it's just outnumbered vastly. It's just ridiculous.
I hope them fucking militia start going on the fucking rampage because they will be in trouble then.
There's more in the United States, even though black people make up 13% of the population. There's more black separatist hate groups per FBI than there is any other race. Why is that? It's just become too fashionable. And this is what happens. This is the end result. It turns violent. Eventually, it's just they keep it. And the worst is the media. It just sickens me that the media, you don't hear any of this. And just like I said, reverse it. Any of those things I just said, reverse it and put white where black is. And CNN, Brian Stelter, his voice might even get bass in it. You know what I mean? That fucks. I don't know. It's just making me sick.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to end the show now.
I was just saying, when I was in the military, in my platoon, we had black guys, and it was never a problem. We were all brothers. And my my commander was black. I lived with him for 1 year inside a vehicle, a Bradley light armored vehicle, and my driver was white, and we got along just fine, man.
Yeah, it's bullshit. This thing that we can't get along. It's the media's creating all this division, man.
Exactly what it is.
To get
they love this.
Mostly. The Puerto Ricans, Lowell's got a ton of Puerto Ricans, not as many blacks, but the few black families, actually most of them were actually pretty well off, even the Stapletons, but, and everybody got along. There was never any of that shit, maybe because we grew up in that generation. It was just, we'd do regional shit like Lowell against other kids. You might do that shit, but it was never about race. Actually, the only time it was ever about race, and I'll tell you this, was when the Asians and the Puerto Ricans got into it, Lowell. That's the only time I ever remember race ever being an issue in like that type of shit.
Interesting. Yeah, it's true, man. It's the media, man. I blame the media. They want to make it everything has to be racial, and then that's how they try to get the ethnic votes or the white liberal fucking Antifa votes, and it's a hoax, man.
White liberals to me are the worst. I'm sorry, they're the worst people in the world.
Worst.
They're disgusting human beings.
No, he's right. You're 100% right.
You know what, mate?
Terrible.
The only thing
disgusting.
the only thing they deserve in life is genocide.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I believe. And look,
They are
I'm gonna tell you why I hate white liberals.
And we can't say because they would take his YouTube page down if we really got into it.
Yeah. But I'll just say this. This is something that's pretty safe. They say this knowing that it's not going to affect them. Okay? They live in gated communities. They choose to live around other whites. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But the minute the working class whites just want something for themselves that they're willing to put money in and no government involved, just themselves, they accuse them of racism right away. You're a racist. Any other group could do it. The first one that will start screaming racist at them is the tribe that you cannot talk about and white liberals.
Well, it's the only thing. It's actually against the law in 13 countries to deny that certain event that happened in the 40s. If you even deny it, it's against the law in 13 countries. Why is that? Why would they do that? It's just bizarre. You know what I mean? But
it's a disease, Jimmy. Right? These people are very sick. They've been brainwashed through the universities. These Marxist, communist professors that have been brainwashing. You've only got to see the mental state some of these fucking clowns are in. They deserve to be fucking taken out, put out of their misery. They're no good to society. And you'll find a lot of these fucking Antifa and lefties, they actually, when they start to grow up a little bit, get to their 30s, they actually change their views and realise what a twat they were. But very, very dangerous.
I hope that happens to them. I hope you're right, Stu. So they can fucking look in the mirror and say, "Oh my God, I cannot believe I did that."
I've seen I've seen a lot of people on the left do that. I've seen a lot of people say they look at these lefties behaving now and it makes them sick to their stomach because they said, I used to be like that and I couldn't believe I was like that. It's a mental illness. It's MK Ultra shit. Do you know what I mean? I keep saying that, but that's what it's like.
It is that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, you know that Antifa. I was going to say that Antifa bitch who got knocked out. The braids. You know that one who had the dirty braids, or no, she had the not the braids.
Yeah, she was she was in a porn or something.
Yeah, the fucking they call her moldy. Instead of Goldilocks, they called her moldy locks. Yeah, somebody DM'd me a bunch of pictures of her spread eagle, and it shows a fucking white supremacist. You know, instead of a high Hitler, it goes right up her box. I just thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, you talking about the girl from California, huh?
Yeah, moldy box.
Yeah. She I mean, I don't know. Listen, this is what happens when you live in that world. They come after you too. This is what a lot of people don't understand. You see, you're talking about Katie Hill. Yeah?
I don't know her real name.
You're talking about the girl that was no, not a senator. She was a congresswoman.
Oh, you mean a Camara? Oh, Hill, that blonde. Oh, no, I was talking about the Antifa bitch who gets knocked out with the braids.
Yeah, in the
she gets knocked out. A guy punches it. Well, it's an Antifa broad. She gets knocked out. She tries to. She earlier that month, she put out a list of conservatives at Berkeley. She wanted their scalps. She was going to pay $100 to anybody who knocks them out. So when they kind of were targeting her, the Proud Boys knew who she was. So when she did come charging into the fracas, some fucking Proud Boy just sleeps her. But boom, she has a bandana up around her mouth, but just KOs her. And they've leaked a bunch of pictures came out that she was in porn and she did webcam shit. It looks like she's got Chewbacca in a leg lock though. Fucking nasty bitch. Fucking find a fucking small fucking Asian family in there, dude. It starts in the middle of her thigh and ends at her belly button. One of those.
It's like Stu said, it's a mental illness. That's what that is. That's a mental illness. Think about the shit that they're saying. It's time to end white supremacy, white patriarchy, all this white stuff. I'm like, you're white too. You know that, right?
Oh, speaking of white patriarchy, did you hear about Greta? You know, this is wrong. I should be in school. That little 16-year-old fucking head case. Did you hear her come out finally and admit it? It's really not about, environment. It's not about, global warming. It's about ending white patriarchy.
All right, guys, we're going to have to end the show now. It's been a while. So, thanks for joining us.
Hey, it was good talking to everybody, man.
Yeah,
It's good to hear from you guys.
Thanks for joining, man. Love your insight. Recognize also Stu Little, Gonzalo was here. Oh, he's still there. Mark.
Yeah,
guys.
One last thing, Bucho, can't believe they got rid of the ring car girls in Saudi. Peace.
Oh, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
They're gonna have them. They're just gonna be wearing
burkas. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta send you, Bucho B. I'm gonna send you a video of that fucking two guys from Toronto, and they sing a song "Cover Up" about girls in burkas. It's fucking saying how it's a rap song. It's cringeworthy. I'll send it to you. Anyways, gentlemen, you guys have a good one, man.
Peace.
Talk to you. Peace.
Peace.
Everyone
in the chat, quick shout out. Let's give a shout out.
everyone knew you.
Johnny M, Travis the Chimp, Alan Drummy, I can never pronounce your name, man. Alan also was there in the chat. Mr. Pigeon, Mike Tyson, The Fight Skull, yeah, Ray Rogers, Johnny M, Bad 10, Endgame, Jedi Master, Johnny M, I said Johnny M already, goddammit, who's there? The Fight Scout, Travis the Chimp, yeah, there's a lot of people, man. Steven Schneider, Santos Romo, El Dog, Mr. Pigeon, Mike Tyson, thank you for your contributions. We'll see you next time. Guys, take care.
BDA Boxing.